fans are ready at Cougar Stadium for one of the biggest home games in the history of the high school. The stakes are simple. A win in Grayson County makes the third round of the playoffs for the first time since 1982 and only the second time in program history. Standing in their way is a team that's been here before, and they're hungry to get back. It's Fairdale and Grayson County here from Cougar Stadium. And a good evening and welcome to Grayson County High School for tonight's coverage of Cougar football on K105. Alongside the former Cougar quarterback, Kaylor Decker, I'm Sam Gormley. And Kaylor, as I was thinking about it, is when you're growing up playing football in the yard to open up, you're imagining playing for these district championships and region championships at home in front of your home crowd with chances to do things that you've never done before. And for these guys tonight, the dream has come to reality.
It is, and I was a little different. I liked being the villain, so I like doing it on other teams' home field. But either way, you have the chance to make the big play, and you have the chance to take that almost that desire and that hope out of the other team's eyes. And I might sound mean doing this, but I love it, and I like to drown the hope out of them. And it's a meanness you have to play with because you are that eager to succeed.
Fairdale enters with a record of 6-5. Grayson County 10-1. Cougars defeated Iroquois last week 51-0 to pick up their first playoff win since 2018. The Cougars' current 9-game winning streak is the fourth longest in the entire state and is continuing to be the longest in program history. Grayson County won their 10th game of the season last week for only the second time in program history, joining that 1982 team. It's only the 7th home game in Grayson County football history for playoffs. All time, the Cougars are 8-17 in the playoffs. With a win, well, it gets a little messy. The Cougars would either travel to South Warren, Bowling Green, Owensboro, or Atherton, or host Graves County. So those are the options, and there's some calculus, but luckily, Kaylor, the calculus has been done for me right here. I've got the Bible
scenarios
of all of these different scenarios for both of these teams. On the other side, Fairdale's 6-5 record. They defeated North Bullitt last week 34-12 to advance to this point. The Bulldogs have made the state quarterfinals, which is the next round, in 3 of the last 4 seasons, losing at Owensboro in each of those games. Fairdale, though, has lost 8 straight road preseason games. They haven't won on the road since beating Bullitt East on November the 9th of 2009 in the playoffs. Head coach Lewis Dover is in his 7th season at Fairdale. He also has served as the head coach at Seneca High School. Kaylor, I know I like to talk about CalPreps, which is a prediction software. And CalPreps likes the Bulldogs tonight, 20-19. Coming up on our locker room show, we'll introduce you to both teams, talk to the head coach of the Cougars, Brian Jones, and give you the keys to the game. It comes up and more right here on the locker room show on K105.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ashley Gabbard, internal medicine physician with Owensboro Health. I'd like to talk with women 40 and over about having annual mammograms, even if there is no history of breast cancer in your family. Early detection provides women a strong advantage in fighting breast cancer. Ask your primary care provider for a referral and schedule your screening online at owensborohealth.org/mammogram.
We had an MRI, and then all of a sudden this doctor comes in and he says to us, we have the potential here for a catastrophic event.
And he looked scared.
He looked terrified. And he's like, we got to operate now. It just all changed. Life changed.
Bryce is one of the 47 children per day who are diagnosed with cancer. Today's treatments aren't enough. To watch the rest of Bryce's story, visit childrenscancer.org/story.
Look around your home, and there's probably something that was made right here in Leitchfield. Leggett & Platt is a worldwide corporation making a wide range of products, including sofa sleeper and reclining hardware assemblies here at home. A portion of your Ashley, Lazy Boy, or England furniture might have been made by one of your neighbors. Join the Leggett & Platt team today. We're a one-shift operation with competitive wages. Our motto is, we work hard so you can rest easy. Leggett & Platt is an equal opportunity, affirmative action, veteran, and disability employer.
No matter what you're up against, we have your back.
We are United Way.
We are neighbors helping neighbors.
In communities around the world, when disaster strikes,
We get you back on your feet.
We help children build brighter futures.
We've been here for over 135 years.
But now, our work is more important than ever.
Join us.
Join your neighbors.
Join United Way.
Oh, I thought they were about to kick a field goal from here. I was like Marshall County 2.0.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Fairdale Bulldogs are about to take on the Grayson County Cougars. Jarrell Mason, the starting quarterback for the Bulldogs, 40 of 77, 604 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. Mason is a threat to run, but not necessarily a run-first quarterback. 46 times for 57 yards and 3 touchdowns. But this team can run the ball with the best of them. Xavier Burks, their leading rusher, has carried the ball 113 times for 918 yards and 11 touchdowns. That's an average, Kaler, of 8.7 yards a rush. Might not be a football expert. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it'll get it. You hand the ball off about 12 times, you're scoring. It's a pretty good recipe.
That'll work really well, and he's also caught 7 passes for 82 yards and a pair of touchdowns. It doesn't stop just with him. Ledrick Washington, a transfer from Seneca, has carried it 111 times for 755 yards and a pair of touchdowns. Yanni Pearson is the third leading rusher, 56 attempts for 447 yards. He's not played since the 20th of October, and that was a game against Atherton. So he could be somebody that we'll have to look and see if we can see him out there warming up, number 8 for Fairdale. Malik Battle is the favorite target. He did not show up, though, in the stat sheet last week. He has caught 20 passes for 273 yards and a pair of touchdowns, but Kwame Anderson has caught 8 passes for 174 yards. That's an average of 21.8 yards per catch. They're averaging 27.6 points per game this season. They've scored 34 points in 5 of their last 6 games, with the lone detractor being against Atherton, which was their lone loss during that stretch. Scoring defense, 16.1 points per game. They've allowed more than 30 only once this season, and it was a game, ironically enough, that they lost by 1 point, 33 to 32 to Eastern. Rush defense, 112.2 yards per game on the ground, 90.8 through the air. Maki Duncan is the leading tackler, 72 total tackles and 7 tackles for a loss. Kwame Anderson back there as a ball hawk, 6 interceptions, tied for 12th in the state. Grayson County, it's been a great season already, trying to make it even better. We'll introduce you to them after this. This is Cougar Football on K105.
Here's a simple truth about higher education. If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
My son was addicted to opiates, I didn't know where to turn. Now I know there's help, and you can call, whether you're a family member, a sibling, or the person with the addiction. And the number is 1-8338-KY-HELP. Call for the resources. They're going to help you with compassion and care and the knowledge of what's available to get you the help you need.
For the more than 1 million people living with Parkinson's disease, the Parkinson's Foundation celebrates movement at Moving Day, a movement toward life-saving resources, movement toward advancing research and care, movement toward a better life. We care. We fight. We move to beat Parkinson's. Move with us at movingdaywalk.org.
To Grayson County High School, where the Cougars of Grayson are about to take on the Bulldogs of Fairdale. Colby Chaffins, the starting quarterback for Grayson County this season, 68 of 123, 1,076 yards. He got to pass that 1,000-yard mark. He's the first Grayson County quarterback since 1986 to pass for 1,000 yards. Marty Haycraft was that guy. I think one of the underrated aspects, though, Kaler, of Colby's game has been his legs.
Yes.
88 times, 412 yards, and 3 touchdowns. I know I've described him as he's the sneaky athlete.
Yeah, and as a quarterback, we call it hidden speed. He kind of runs like that Justin Fields almost, where he has a very long stride and he's covering a lot of ground, even though his legs don't look like they're turning over that much. He's still covering 3 yards of pretty much a stride, and so even if his legs aren't moving that fast, that's still quite a bit of ground that he's covering.
If we're talking about running the football, Caden Hanshaw, the freshman phenom for Grayson County, 186 attempts for 1,314 yards, 22 touchdowns. He's one of only 10 running backs in the state with at least 22 touchdowns this year. Hanshaw has caught 9 passes for 82 yards. Jaron Van Meter and Ethan Mudd each have at least 33 attempts on the season for over 200 yards. Jaron Van Meter, leading receiver, 25 passes for just shy of 500 yards and a team-high 7 touchdowns. Grayson Chaffins, 24 catches for 346 yards and 3 touchdowns. Mason Carroll, though, is back tonight after missing last week's game with the shoulder injury, and he has one of the more underrated catches of the entire season in that game. We're doing a very early national anthem here at Grayson County High School, so we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll talk to the head coach of the Cougars, Brian Jones. That comes up and more right here on K105.
Some days are just better than others.
I think you should go talk to someone.
It's not that easy.
Have you been thinking about suicide? You can talk to me, Dad.
It's been a tough couple of months.
The doctor said I had a 29% chance to find a blood stem cell donor. But I knew you were out there. And when we matched, it was the best day ever. Dear donor, your blood stem cells saved me from leukemia. Thank you forever and ever and ever.
Experience the true joy of saving a life at BeTheMatch.org.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Leitchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim. Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ashley Gabbard, internal medicine physician with Owensboro Health. I'd like to talk with women 40 and over about having annual mammograms, even if there is no history of breast cancer in your family. Early detection provides women a strong advantage in fighting breast cancer. Ask your primary care provider for a referral and schedule your screening online at owensborohealth.org/mammogram.
Welcome back to the Locker Room Show here on K105. Sam Gormley now joined by the head coach of the Grayson County Cougars, head coach Brian Jones. Coach, you had the game against Iroquois last week. How do you watch film from a game like that where you are so much better than the opponent?
Well, we had some mental mistakes, cost us some penalties. We talked about that. That was the primary point is those kind of things, mental lapses, some pre-snap penalties, different things like that. And then we spent some time with our younger guys and talking about their time in the game because a lot of those guys spent, a little more than a half of the game in. So we tried to focus on them a little bit and let them learn and grow. And then we moved on. We didn't spend a great deal of time on it, not nearly as much as we do some of the other films. But there's still some things, some valuable points to be gained from it. And we tried to use that and stick to our same routine for our Mondays.
This morning, a group of your players got to go over to Lawler Elementary and meet the students as they arrived, whether they were getting dropped off, and then went in for their morning moves, which we learned about on our halftime show a couple of weeks ago. How important is it for your students to build those relationships?
Oh, man, I think it's instrumental. I can remember being an elementary kid, a middle school kid, and looking up to those athletes that were at the high school level. And when you're at that age and that level, those guys are like professional athletes to you, or at least they were to me. And, we saw some of those cases of, when kids got out of cars this morning, they just lit up when they seen the high school kids there. I seen a different side of our high school kids, just super kind and gracious, wishing kids have a great day and different things like that. And to me, as far as, our program, I think it builds a relationship where kids continue to want to be a part of it and look to the future. But also that community support that we've been trying to focus on, for the last couple of years, of really bringing the community in to be part of our program and for our program to be a part of the community. So, I from that aspect of it, it was just awesome. And there was, when we went inside and they got to play games and different things like that, just to bridge that gap. That school's right here next to us. I would like to maybe see us in the future be able to extend out to some of the other elementaries and things as well. But to me, as great as it is for the program, I think it's even greater for the kids. I think it puts some realistic aspects of these kids in those little kids' eyes. And then I think it just allows our kids to show some gratitude and different things like that. And it was definitely an awesome experience.
I've been having a question I've been wanting to ask you for a couple of weeks now, and it's just never fit into my pregame. But with tomorrow being Veterans Day, this is the perfect opportunity to do it. Last month, 3 of your guys signed to join the Marines after they graduate high school: Braden, Weston, and Matthew. You always say as a coach that football is important, but it's after football that is even more important to you. What's it mean to you to see those 3 guys make that decision?
I think it's awesome. To sign up to serve your country, and the uncertainty of what the next 4 years or next 20 years is going to bring, depending on, how many times they re-up and different things like that. But to volunteer, to step forward, to me, I think that's kind of some of the character traits that we're trying to build in this program. We want those guys that are in a time of need or things like that are going to step forward and say, hey, I'm the guy, give me the ball. And in this instant, hey, send me to war, send me to the front lines, send me to, an area of disaster or whatever it may be. I'm ready to go to work. And I think that is those guys. They're those kind of character is in them, and it makes you proud to see it. And I think, my hope is when they go to basic and things like that, they will find some of those tougher times to be less difficult because they've been a part of this program. And, I look forward to the day that they get that first bit of leave and they come back and can share their experiences with us and things like that. We've had some players in the past, or I've had some players in the past, and I always love to hear, basic training was easy. It was nothing like, 2-a-days or summer workouts and things like that. It brings a smile to your face to know that they thought something that could be extremely difficult to be not so difficult at all because they've been a part of your program. I think that's an awesome thing.
You mentioned after the game last week that your opponent has more experience in this game than really you do or your players do. How do you combat that?
Well, I think it's we'll talk a little bit about it leading up to the game. It is just another game. At the end of it, somebody's not going to be sent to the electric chair or anything like that. It's still just a football game on a Friday night underneath the lights, and so we want to put some of those things in perspective. We don't want to carry too much weight into the game and put too much pressure. We want to be able to play freely. And, I think for the last 10 weeks or so, we've been playing pretty good football, and we can stick to those ways. And the first and foremost is going to be the mental aspect of it. So we want to make sure we got clear minds. We're not putting too much pressure on ourselves. It is just another ball game. It is a great opportunity, but at the end of the day, it is still just another high school football game.
The team that you have, Fairdale, an argument could be made, might be the best team you've played all season, and we could probably say that now going on and on and on if you win tonight and continue to move on. What do you see from them on film on both sides of the ball?
Well, I think they're extremely athletic. They're well coached. They fly around. They play, 100 miles an hour, full speed. They hit you with everything they got. And they do some really nice things offensively to be explosive. And so that's the things that we're going to have to kind of focus on. Is we want to manage the clock, long sustaining drives, win the turnover battle, and and try to keep their offense off the field, because like I said, they've got the kind of guys that could go 80 at any time. So defensively, if they've got to drive the ball, that's in our favor. We don't want to give up big plays, that's for sure.
Coach, good luck. More comes up in the locker room show after this.
Look around your home, and there's probably something that was made right here in Leitchfield. Leggett & Platt is a worldwide corporation making a wide range of products, including sofa sleeper and reclining hardware assemblies here at home. A portion of your Ashley, Lazy Boy, or England furniture might have been made by one of your neighbors. Join the Leggett & Platt team today. We're a one-shift operation with competitive wages. Our motto is, we work hard so you can rest easy. Leggett & Platt is an equal opportunity, affirmative action, veteran and disability employer.
No matter what you're up against, we have your back.
We are United Way.
We are neighbors helping neighbors.
In communities around the world, when disaster strikes,
we get you back on your feet.
We help children build brighter futures.
We've been here for over 135 years.
But now, our work is more important than ever.
Join us.
Join your neighbors.
Join United Way.
The governor has declared a state of emergency, and evacuation is now underway as the storm approaches. The National Weather Service has issued a warning as it monitors the storm. Includes the following counties that are portion sequence.
Convoy of Hope is ready to help you prepare for the next storm. Visit convoy.org/prepare.
Are you ready to help your family get prepared for the unexpected?
Here we go!
Ladybug and Cat Noir know how important it is to be ready, because you never know when Hawk Moth is going to strike or a disaster will hit. And you don't need miraculous powers. Just put those planning skills you already have to good use. Make a plan that will help you and your family be ready when emergencies happen. Ready Kids can help. Get started at ready.gov/kids.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Grayson County Cougars are about to take on the Bulldogs of Fairdale. As we were interrupted there by a moment when we were talking about the Cougars, they're averaging just about 31 points per game. The defense, though, has been the standout, 7.8 points per game this season. That's the lowest in Class 5A and third in the entire state. Now time, though, as we're going to come back here into the booth really quick. Kaler, your keys to the game.
I think you have to, I think the best metaphor I can use is Fairdale came to this game with their track shoes on. We have to show up with some construction boots and make this a very slow, controlled game where we dominate time of possession, because we're not a team that can win track meets. We just have never been built that way. We never will be able to. And if the defense can keep them, I think, to under 2 scores, we have a really good shot. But I think the time of possession is the best way to do that, because the best defense is just never let them have the ball.
We've seen that at times. This Grayson County team, when they've needed to, has been really good at that. But I think an argument could be made that this might be the best team Grayson County has played to this point. But guess what? If Grayson County advances, it's only going to get even harder as it goes along, because I mentioned all 5 of those teams that Grayson County would run into.
Pretty
the
good.
one team that Fairdale played, Atherton, beat them. And then you ever heard of Bowling Green, South Warren, Owensboro, Graves County? You ever heard of them?
Had to play all of them.
Yeah, not fun.
No.
Not fun. Not fun at all.
They typically have a couple D1 commits, and it's
yeah.
And it's such a challenge to play against those teams, but you want to make sure you get past here first.
Yes. Grayson County and Fairdale's next on K105.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ashley Gabbard, internal medicine physician with Owensboro Health. I'd like to talk with women 40 and over about having annual mammograms, even if there is no history of breast cancer in your family. Early detection provides women a strong advantage in fighting breast cancer. Ask your primary care provider for a referral and schedule your screening online at owensborohealth.org/mammogram.
Connection builds community. It grows the minds of future citizens and leaders. Connection teaches. It encourages. It builds confidence through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connection says together, we can.
The one thing I know about Grayson County Schools, when you get the right people going in the right direction, anything's possible.
We are GC Connected.
When I found out my son was addicted to opiates, I didn't know where to turn. Now I know there's help, and you can call, whether you're a family member, a sibling, or the person with the addiction. And the number is 1-8338-KY-HELP. Call for the resources. They're going to help you with compassion and care and the knowledge of what's available to get you the help you need.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Leitchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, "I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim." Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
Cougars taking the field here at Grayson County High School. We are about ready to roll here from Cougar Stadium. Cougars and Bulldogs. Pretty good atmosphere here, Taylor.
What?
The atmosphere, they're ready. They are ready. We're waiting to have our radio coverage join us here in just a moment. Welcome to Cougar Stadium for tonight's coverage of the Class 5A playoffs here between the Grayson County Cougars and the Bulldogs of Fairdale. Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker with you here. A lively atmosphere here at Cougar Stadium. They are ready. They've been waiting all week for this matchup and really for the past couple of weeks to get ready for this. The flares have been burst over to the right side. Grayson County has won the toss, and Kaylor, they said we want the football.
And that's a great thing to do. I mean, go put up points and make sure you're playing for a head the whole time.
Fairdale in this matchup 6-5. That record can be a little misleading. They've played some tough teams, and they've been playing their best football as of late. Since September the 22nd, they've lost once, and that was to Atherton, who's one of the top teams in the state. That is wins over Frankfort, Iroquois, Butler, Doss, and North Bullitt. So you're looking at those two common opponents. Iroquois, I don't know how much you can read into that.
Yeah.
Both teams hosted Iroquois. Fairdale won 47-0, Grayson County won 51-0. The one maybe that you can read a little bit more into is both teams hosted North Bullitt, 34-12 for Fairdale, Grayson County 42-6. Are you one that likes to read into those, Kaylor?
To an extent, but we have to remember when we played North Bullitt, they didn't have their quarterback, so that can make a little bit of a difference. But the teams that played on those nights are not the same team showing up tonight. And the environment that they played in then is not at all the same. Everything here is faster. Mistakes are amplified. Big plays are amplified. Just everything itself is bigger.
It's time for football in Leitchfield. In the Class 5A, second round, winner moves on, loser has their season end today. Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker with you here today. Grayson County going to get the opening kick here in this game from the star kicker Dylan Walker, the senior, also the goalkeeper for the soccer team. He's probably the second best kicker Grayson County has faced all season, right behind Marshall County there earlier in the year. Back deep to return amidst the
mist
of fog from the run-on is Van Meter. Grove Street party is blaring. The fans are ready. And it's time for football in Leitchfield here on a crisp November evening for football. I mean, this is football weather. I say it every week. We're really getting closer and closer as your official game time temperature. 48 degrees, clear. The rain has moved out. It's a perfect day for
a little
football.
chilly out there.
Walker to kick away, and it's an onside kick over to the far side of the field, and it pops into the air and recovered by Grayson County, I believe. Well, Fairdale says they have it. And the onside kick is recovered by the Bulldogs.
And
I think Stephen Lee had it, and as he was falling down to the turf, the ball popped back up into the air, and the Bulldogs have it.
And that had been a conversation all week, is they are a good onside kicking team. That kicker's really good at it. And exactly what Coach Jones said would happen. That kick, it gets really low and then takes that really high hop. And if you don't attack it before it gets to that point, you're probably not going to field it cleanly.
Fairdale's going to trot out on the field. Jarrell Mason is their starting quarterback, 40 of 77, 604 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. It's their running backs, though, of Washington and Burks that are their talented players. They're going to go in the pistol to open up. Ball goes from the Grayson County 49-yard line. Handoff Washington as he dives across the left side, spurts through the hole, and gets down to the 40-yard line. That's a 9-yard pickup for Fairdale to open up, and it's going to bring up 2nd down and 1. This Grayson County defense has been stellar all season long. 7.8 points per game this season. That's the lowest in Class 5A and 3rd in the entire state. Amongst the smoke, Fairdale has it working from left to right on your radio dial. It's another handoff to Washington up the middle. He dives forward. He's going to pick up a couple of yards, but that'll be enough to move the chains. 3 yards officially. 1st down, Fairdale.
And if you're the defense, once again, I know I say it all the time, but you're the fire crew. Special teams made a mistake. It's a huge one to start the game. You have to come there, make sure this possession ends in no points, and get your offense ball.
This Fairdale team builds themselves on running the football as they're going to change and bring in Burks now to run the football, sticking with the pistol formation. It'll be right again, Burks up the middle. He dives across that left side and gets down to about the 32-yard line. 5-yard pickup for Xavier Burks. Burks averaging 8.7 yards per carry for this Fairdale team that as a team averages 6.1 yards a carry. These two teams very, very similar when it comes to rushing numbers. As Grayson County averages 6.2 yards a carry, Fairdale averages 6.1. Fairdale 203 yards per game on the ground, Grayson County 204. Almost identical when it comes to that. Sticking with the same formation with an offset tight end on the left side. Another handoff, left side, Burks on the run. He squirts through the hole. He's got the 1st down as he gets down across the 25-yard line, down to about the 23.5. And that's a big gain of about 9 yards for the Bulldogs of Fairdale.
And what they're doing is really just getting straight downhill immediately and then letting those running backs be very gifted athletes. And what you have to do to this is pretty much make them redirect, make them go side to side, so that speed isn't really a weapon.
The fans come to life here at Cougar Stadium. 1st down and 10. Faking the, no, it is a handoff left side. Washington on the run. He's wrapped up after picking up a couple of yards on that left side. As in there on the tackle for Grayson County was Braden Mudd. It'll get it down to the 21-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup, bringing up 2nd down and 7 for the Bulldogs. Fairdale 6-5 on the season. They defeated North Bullitt last week to advance to this point in the playoffs. They've been here before. Grayson County is not. 3 of the last 4 years, they've made it to the next round before running into Owensboro and losing all of those. Now, there is an asterisk, we'll tell you after that play, in one of those losses. Option, it's going to be handoff right side, breaking a tackle in the backfield, turning back upfield is Washington as he crosses down across the 15-yard line, down across the 10 to about the 8. And you're going to be able to move the chains here for another 1st down for Fairdale.
And that's a missed opportunity right there. You got what you wanted. You got them moving side to side, and you had the angle, and you missed the tackle, and the plays like that get amplified.
Bring up 1st down and 10 here, or 1st down and goal from the 8-yard line for Fairdale. This will be their 7th play of the drive after the onside kick recovered by the Bulldogs. They're going to shift. Extra blockers, 3 of them to the left side of the line. Pistol formation. Handoff. Washington dives up across the right side. Van Meter came in to hit. He breaks the tackle, continued to carry the pile forward, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. And it is an 8-yard touchdown run for Fairdale, and the Bulldogs strike first. An ugly first drive for the Grayson County defense.
Which typically happens once a game.
And you have to hope that it is just once a game. This game reminds me to start very much like Hancock County a couple of weeks ago. Dylan Walker on to attempt the extra point, 33 of 39 on PATs this season. Good snap. The right-footed kicker has put it through. Fairdale leads 7-0, 9:02 left in the first quarter of play. This is Cougar football on K105.
Look around your home, and there's probably something that was made right here in Leitchfield. Leggett & Platt is a worldwide corporation making a wide range of products, including sofa sleeper and reclining hardware assemblies here at home. A portion of your Ashley, Lazy Boy, or England furniture might have been made by one of your neighbors. Join the Leggett & Platt team today. We're a one-shift operation with competitive wages. Our motto is, we work hard so you can rest easy. Leggett & Platt is an equal opportunity, affirmative action, veteran and disability employer.
Connection builds community. It grows the minds of future citizens and leaders. Connection teaches. It encourages. It builds confidence. Through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connection says together, we can.
The one thing I know about Grayson County Schools, when you get the right people going in the right direction, anything's possible.
We are GC Connected.
Fairdale strikes first. They lead 7-0, 9:02 left in this first quarter of play. After the onside kick was recovered by the Bulldogs, and they took advantage of the onside kick. Here comes Walker to kick away again. They're going to try it one more time, and this time Grayson County's going to get it. Offsides anyway. It's going to be whistled on the Bulldogs, so we'll have to do it again. At that time, it was fielded correctly by Grayson County on the far side. Conrad Raymond was the player that popped up on it this time. We'll have to do it again as it's going to move it back 5 yards. I feel like Hiller, in this situation, they should have to kick it 15 yards to get the onside kick this time.
I think that's a good rule.
Because
I'm not in charge of that.
No, nor am I. It might shock you. They don't ask the broadcaster for his opinion on these things. Nor should they, because I've got more bad ideas than I have good ideas.
All it takes is one good idea, though.
It is. You are very correct in saying that. Van Meter back deep to return for Grayson County. And here comes the kick from Walker. This time it's going to be an end-over-end kick that's taken on the bounce and bobbled actually by Hanshaw, and he picks it up at the 30. No, the ball's still loose, and it looks like Fairdale might have gotten it. Loose ball, and we're going to have to see underneath the pile. The Bulldogs have it. Hanshaw could not recover, and Fairdale is going to have the football. No, it is Grayson County. Okay, they're going to change it and say Grayson County fell down, and you can take a huge deep breath out because the Fairdale sideline was celebrating like they had it. But they're going to change it and say Grayson County got the football. Colby Chaffins, the junior starting quarterback, kind of trot out on the field, crossed the 1,000-yard passing mark last year. First Cougar quarterback to do that since 1986. You could take a huge deep breath out because that would have been just about as bad as you can possibly have had to start off this game. Ball's officially going to be placed in their own 28-yard line. Hanshaw, the freshman running back, the District 4 Player of the Year, lines up to the left, trips down here to the near side. It'll be a handoff, Hanshaw, right side run. He bounces it out, couldn't get the edge, and he's going to be dropped out of bounds for a loss on the play. It's a loss of a couple of yards. Looks like back to the 26-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd down and 12. Brian Jones, the head coach for Grayson County, in his 4th season at the helm in Leitchfield with a record of 23-18. He's 35-68 in his 10th season overall. Not a good start for this Grayson County team at all.
Not at all. And it almost looked like we got shocked a little bit by that first drive.
7-0, Fairdale on top, 8:40 left in the first quarter of play. Chaffins remains in the gun. Running back to his left is Hanshaw, offset tight end. It is kept by Chaffins up the middle as he crosses the 25-yard line, gets up to about the 29. Chaffins is going to get about 3 yards. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 9 for the Cougars of Grayson County. This is one of these things, too, Kaler. We're almost a senior on this team. You step up and be like, hey, you've been hit. Let's play.
Yeah. I mean, it should have been like that after the first play of their possession. I mean, those nerves are out. So, I mean, we should have been manning up then. But, you know, it's better late than never, and especially on the offense's first drive would be a good place to start.
3rd down and 9. Trips down to the near side of the field. Cougars working from right to left in their navy blue jerseys with the orange numerals and the orange helmets. 3rd down and 9, Fairdale showing blitz. They rush 5. Chaffins rolls out, eyes up down the field, hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. Intended for Grayson Chaffins. It went high And that will force the Cougars to punt, as absolutely blown up on the play by Cameron Ross was Colby Chaffins.
Yep. I mean, he had Grayson open early. I think he might have got greedy and tried to wait for the corner route to develop. But in that situation, if you know he saw the blitz before the play, too, and that's the thing. If you know there's a blitz coming, you got to get it out quick.
Lane Beasley on to attempt the punt for Grayson County. Back deep to return is Kwame Anderson. He is a very electric returner for this Fairdale team. He has already returned a kick and a punt for a touchdown this year as he stands back at his own 44-yard line. Beasley he's going to end up faking it as he almost came for a block, and he's going to run, and he's going to be dropped. Well short of the first down. Fairdale almost blocked it. Beasley panicked and tried to run with it, and it's going to be a turnover on downs.
Well, it's honestly a better play than not what he did, because if he kicked it, that's probably getting blocked and might get returned for 6. So, I mean, it's better than nothing.
That's one of those that if he was becomes more experienced when he's on the run, just get it and get 15 yards, if anything, or something.
Or honestly,
throw it.
You can almost rugby style it.
Yeah, exactly. 7:47 left here. Fairdale's going to have it on the Grayson County 32-yard line. This crowd trying to come to life to bring some energy to this Grayson County team that is on the ropes for really the first time this season. Or at least since Marshall County back on the second week. 3 blockers shift to the near side of the line in the pistol formation. And it's going to be a handoff. Washington up the middle. He's to the 30, and he's tripped as he's tackled by the turf monster at the 25-yard line and gets down to about the 24, 7 yards on the run. And Fairdale right now is just being able to do absolutely whatever they want.
And we're getting too far upfield. I mean, you saw it right there. He just ran right under, I think it was either Braden Mudd or the other defensive end, where he just ran right under him, and we came up far upfield. If we get a yard past the line of scrimmage and square up, it's a tackle for a loss. But no, we got a little too greedy, and that happens.
2nd down and 3 coming up for Fairdale. Placed on the Grayson County 24-yard line. Bulldogs up 7-0. About 5 minutes into this game here from Cougar Stadium. A blocker joins the running backs in the backfield. It'll be Burks on the run left side. Hit it the hole. Breaks through, but can't get away from okay, they are going to call him down. Forward progress at the 26-yard line. I got very concerned.
Yeah, I was like
because Conrad Raymond let go, and I thought it was a broken tackle, but they had blown the whistle on the field. It is going to be a loss of 2 or 3 yards back to the 27-yard line. Loss of 3 on the play. 3rd down coming up for the Bulldogs.
He won't get credit for the tackle, but Sawyer's the one that made that play. He got I think it was either the left tackle or the left guard jammed up and pushed him back into the hole, and the running back had nowhere else to go, and I think Conrad and Kenton were able to get there and force him back.
3rd down and 6 for Fairdale. The fans come to life here at Cougar Stadium. Ball placed on the Grayson County 27-yard line on the near hash. Sticking in the pistol formation. Burks, handoff left side, hit at the hole, bounces around, and the second effort looks like he might have enough to get the first down across that left side. It's going to be very close. Weston Green in there on the tackle, and it is just a little bit short. It'll bring up 4th down and 1. He needed 6, he got 5. And Kaylor, this is a huge play. I go without question, because if you're Fairdale, you have a chance to have Uncle Mo wearing gold early on. And Grayson, you get the ball back, a little bit of that momentum comes back your side here if you can come up with a stop. 4th down and a short 1 here for Grayson County. The big men are in. This is what you work all year for. They bring an offensive lineman into the backfield as well. And it's a quarterback dive right side, and it is stopped, and it's going to be very close. It's all going to depend on the spot. Fairdale says they have it. Grayson County says they don't. It is going to be very, very close, and I think it is enough to move the chains.
Yep. And forward progress got him.
I mean, it was – he gets about 1.5 yards, and he needed 1.
He got drove back, but forward progress is all that matters.
Ball goes down to the 20-yard line. 7-0 Fairdale on top. 5 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first quarter of play. 1st down and 10 for the Bulldogs. It is very quiet here at Cougar Stadium.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of the opposite of what you want to happen, where they bleed the life out of your stadium instead of the other way around.
Hand off Burks. He hits the hole on the left side. Ethan Mudd has him wrapped up, but not before those legs just keep on moving. Down to the 13-yard line, 7 yards in the run. And Fairdale, it's not like they're running gadget plays or anything.
No,
They're just running down the throat.
They're telling you to stop it, and we're not. And we've kind of hung our hat on being the hammer this year. We're not right now. We're being the nail.
This is very much like Hancock 2 weeks ago.
We're being out-physicaled right now.
And it's not even close early on in this game.
And this is a team with better athletes. And if you get out-physicaled by a team with better athletes than you don't stand a chance.
It's game over.
Yep.
2nd down and 4. Burks to the right of the quarterback, Mason. Man shifts in motion. It's a jet sweep pass. That's to Anderson on the near side. He's to the 15, to the 10, and he still stays in bounds at about the 7 before being tackled by a host of Cougar defenders. Mason Carroll in there on the tackle, and he is down after the play. A little slow to get up. He's been dealing with that shoulder injury. Might have fallen on that shoulder.
Yeah, I think that's more than likely what it is.
And the ball will officially be placed down to the 8-yard line, enough to move the chains. It'll bring up 1st down and goal. 4 minutes left in this first quarter. Fairdale trying to add to their 7-0 lead. This is just about as bad of a start as Grayson County could have imagined. Loading up the box. 3 running backs under center. Handoff Washington left side. He bounced it outside. He's in the end zone. Touchdown Fairdale. They lead this game with 3 minutes and 52 seconds left with a second 8-yard touchdown run by Washington. And this is something now that this Grayson County team has not been in a long time, since the Marshall County game back in the second game of the season, back on the 25th of August. Ledrick Washington has 2 rushing touchdowns of 8 yards. The extra point is blocked. So maybe there's some momentum there. There's something. When everything has gone wrong early on,
one thing has gone right.
And that's a blocked extra point. That's the first block, I believe, of the season for Grayson County on that. So it is 13-0. And Kaylor, I mean, you've been in huddles like this where it's not good to start.
No.
What's the message?
It's time to separate the men from the boys. Is really what it is. And right now we all look like boys compared to they look like men. I mean, they are just moving us off the line, not going down on first contact. They just look much more physical and much more ready to play.
And I think probably part of this conversation, too, is there's 3:52 left in the first quarter.
Yeah, I mean,
you're
just
fine.
Start making plays now, and this conversation never happened.
See if we can't find a quick score or two from around the region as we look around. Louisville Trinity up on St. X 21-0 late in the first half. That's the biggest game in the state happening here tonight. DeSales and Spencer County tied at 7 halfway through the first quarter of play. Those are a couple of the scores that we see from around the region. Here comes the kick. Fairdale's tried 2 onside kicks. One was successful, one was called offsides. 3:52 left here in this first quarter of play. It's 13-0 Bulldogs. This one they're going to kick. It's almost like a little short little pooch kick. Ethan Mudd's going to catch it back at the 27-yard line. Mudd to the 30, and he's wrapped up by his ankles, and he ends up breaking the ankle tackle and finally is shoved out of bounds. And are we going to have a penalty maybe? A little extracurricular. That happened on the Grayson County bench. I'm honestly
that's not a smart place to do
I'm
it.
a little surprised they didn't throw a flag there. And Brian Jones and the Cougar coaching staff are not too thrilled about no penalty being called, as Mudd was well out of bounds and they were still shoving. I'm surprised, too, as an officiating crew, is you want to get ahead of things like that as well, because that can
get
escalate
ugly fast,
very
especially
quickly.
if you're on a bench when you do it. It's not the greatest place to do it either.
Yeah, because if that would have happened on the other sideline, there would have been no chance of a penalty. But since it happened, you usually see that penalty thrown. Grayson County's going to have it on their own 32-yard line, 1st down and 10, a 13-point deficit early on here in this contest. Showing blitz. Handoff Hanshaw. He hits the hole at the 35 and spins down to about the 37. There you go.
Yep.
You know what? It's a 5-yard gain, but 5 yards for Grayson right now feels like 20.
Yeah, I mean, it settles you in right there.
Officially, the ball does go up to the 38-yard line. Even better, how about 6 yards?
It's like a boxing match. You've got hit with 2 haymakers back-to-back. Then you finally land the jab, and that kind of backs him off a little bit.
2nd down and 4 will come up for Grayson County. Trips to the right side. One down here to the near side is Van Meter. Another handoff for Hanshaw. He tries to get the edge, and he can't get it. He's dropped after a pickup of maybe 1 yard out of bounds. As chasing in there on the tackle for Fairdale was Sean Watson, the junior. And the ball should be to the 39.
Yeah, he didn't get that much.
Wow, that's a tough spot. They're going to move it and say
his knee was down a little earlier because he kind of slid almost.
They're going to say no gain on the run there for Hanshaw, and that will bring up 3rd down and a long 4 for Grayson County. Trips to the right side, 1 here to the near side. 3 minutes left in the first quarter of play. 13-0 Fairdale on top. High snap. Chafin's quarterback draw up the middle. He's to the 40, dives up. Looks like he's got enough. Move the chains. 1st down Cougars.
And that's
up to the 43-yard line. I like the play call.
Yep. Settle him in early.
Yeah, because, as a quarterback, sometimes just getting hit is all you need. I know you all have always said that's what got you going.
Yeah, that first contact was made, and I was kind of fine after that. So that's why I always kind of preferred to get hit. Even if it was a pass play, I would try to get myself hit, which sounds stupid, but
not many quarterbacks would admit to that.
At least for the first play. After that, no, I didn't want to get hit. But.
1st down and 10, Grayson County trips go out to that far side of the field. Another high snap, screen pass knocked away and almost intercepted. Great defensive play made by the defensive end over on that far side of the field. A little slow to get up and move is Blinko.
And, that was a good play. After the ball gets tipped by Colby, kind of just holding on to that guy that batted the ball down, because once the ball is tipped, there's no pass interference. You can do whatever you want. So that was a good job saving that. With that too, just spike it at the ground. Yeah, go up, you're 6'2", use your athleticism, go up there, swat it.
2nd down and 10, Grayson County. 2 on each side of the junior starting quarterback, Colby Chaffins. Hanshaw rejoins him in the backfield to his right. Chaffins, 3-step drop, steps up in the pocket, floats it over to the far side, caught by Carroll. He turns upfield, runs over a man at the 45-yard line and gets up to about the 47. Give Mason Carroll about 4 yards on his first catch of the game.
And that's huge. His first true pass attempt to be a completion.
After missing last week's game with the injury. 2:10 left in the first quarter of play. It's 13-0 Fairdale on top. Grayson County with their largest deficit of the season early on in this game. Grayson Chaffins and Jaron Van Meter here to the near side. Cornwell and Carroll to the right side. Grayson County without Jaden Kinney in this game, who is their starting tight end. Rolling out to the near side is Chaffins on 3rd down. Floats it. It's caught by Grayson Chaffins as he crosses the 40-yard line into positive territory, down to the 34. Move the chains on the 18-yard pass completion.
And that was the same play we ran on the last 3rd down that we went 3 and out with. But this time, Colby was patient, saw Grayson sit down, and he didn't try to get too greedy and take that corner out.
1st down and 10, Grayson. Ball going to be placed in the Fairdale 34-yard line. First play going to be run in Fairdale territory in this game here.
And something Colby's going to realize is throwing those short passes can sometimes get you the same amount of yards.
Especially when you got receivers like Van Meter and Chaffins and Cornwell.
Hit them in a good spot, let them run.
1st down and 10, Grayson County. Trying to get some points after dropping behind 13-0 early. Chaffins keeps it on the read option as he goes to the 30, 25, and that's where he's going to be dropped down to about the 24-yard line. Very close to the 1st down marker. It all depend on the spot. And yes, they are going to move the chains. 1st down, Grayson County. At least the official on the far side says move them. And are they? Yes, they are. Moving the chains. 1st down, Grayson County. 10 yards on the run for Colby Chaffins. Great answer here from this Grayson County team.
And you're doing a methodical drive, which is what you have to do against these guys.
1st down and 10. Ball placed on the Fairdale 24-yard line. Under a minute left in this first quarter. Fairdale up 13-0. Cornwell to the right side of the field. You got a bunch formation to the near side, and that bunch is now going to shift over to the right side.
Got 4 right.
Hanshaw to the right. Pitch to Hanshaw. Turns upfield at the 25 to the 20, and he dives back towards the middle as he gets down to about the 17-yard line on the run there for Caden Hanshaw. Give him about 7 on the run. It's one of the first times we've seen that play on the season. 6 yards on the gain for Caden Hanshaw.
We've ran a play similar to that. We don't have that extra 4th receiver on that side. And what you're trying to do is you line up with a bunch to the left, and once you flip to the right, you're trying to get them misaligned and get the edge.
Grayson County doesn't need to snap it as they're in the red zone with about 13 seconds left in the first quarter. Chaffins has rejoined the huddle with 10 seconds and counting. Let's see if they'll snap it or if they'll be fine to go into the quarter break.
I'd snap it.
Got 3 seconds on the clock. Chaffins is looking right at the clock, and he will not snap it. It's the end of the first quarter of play. Grayson County trails Fairdale 13-0. This is Cougar football on K105.
The governor has declared a state of emergency, and evacuation is now underway as the storm approaches. The National Weather Service has issued a warning as it monitors the storm, including the following counties that are motion sequence.
Convoy of Hope is ready to help you prepare for the next storm. Visit convoy.org/prepare.
Connection builds community. It grows the minds of future citizens and leaders. Connection teaches. It encourages. It builds confidence. Through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connection says together, we can.
The one thing I know about Grayson County Schools, when you get the right people going in the right direction, anything's possible.
We are GC Connected.
Grayson County trails Fairdale 13-0 as we start the second quarter of play. Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker with you. Cougars will have it 2nd down and 4 from the Fairdale 18-yard line. And Kaylor, we're starting to see Grayson County kind of shake some of those monkeys off the back.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the biggest thing you got to do is you're in an environment you've never been in before. Nobody in, I think the last team to do it would have been my freshman year when we got to the second round against South Warren. That's the last time anybody around here has seen a team get this far. So, I mean, it's new for us. And Fairdale's been here. They aren't any stranger to being in this kind of situational football, and that's something we kind of have to adapt to during the game.
And if we're being honest, even that year, you went into that second-round game knowing that you were playing the eventual state champion.
Yeah, I mean, that team was one of the best teams I might have ever seen taking a football field on a Friday night.
Yeah, I mean, multiple D1 players on that field. I still remember the punt return that Clayton Bush had, who's now at Illinois, I believe. 2nd down and 4 out of the quarter break. And the official is talking with Jake Lasley, the center. I'm not sure if he's just waiting or what he's doing. He's going to back off now. 2nd down and 4 for Grayson County. Hanshaw will now pop off. Under center will go Chaffins. It's a fullback dive up the middle for Van Meter, who just spins like a top around, and he's going to carry it across the 15-yard line down to about the 13. That'll be enough to move the chains for a first down, Grayson County. Well, is it? I thought he got right to the 13. It's right on the line. Move the chains. There it is. I thought he got down to the 13. It'll only be the 14. 4 yards, first down, Grayson. Grayson County enters the red zone here in the red zone this season, 35 of 46. That has gotten a lot better over recent weeks, as it was really bad to start off the season. Under center, Chaffins. Another handoff this time. And no, it's kept by Chaffins. He goes across the right side, and he's wrapped up high down to about the 10-yard line, and then he's scrunched after the play as a Fairdale player took down one of the Grayson County offensive linemen. Matthew Phillips was thrown down after the play, and Sawyer Drake was as well. And Chaffins is down after the play. And that is the last thing you want if you're Grayson County. So Colby Chaffins is hurt after the play. And he is down and being looked at by the Grayson County training staff. 11:15 left in this first half. It is 13-0. Grayson County has the deficit right now against Fairdale. They are driving on the play as well. What we're going to do is we are going to step aside really quick. Grayson County trails 13-0. Cougar football on K105.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Leitchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim. Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
For the more than 1 million people living with Parkinson's disease, The Parkinson's Foundation celebrates movement at Moving Day, a movement toward life-saving resources, movement toward advancing research and care, movement toward a better life. We care. We fight. We move to beat Parkinson's. Move with us at movingdaywalk.org.
Grayson County starting quarterback Colby Chaffins is still down after the play as he was hit both high and low by Fairdale players as he was trying to run. He did get the ball down to the 10-yard line. It will bring up 2nd down and 6. Jake Bratcher is the backup quarterback for Grayson County. Jake on the season, 1 of 2 passing for 28 yards and a touchdown. He's rushed 6 times the long of 14. I did see his dad and I believe that's his mom down there have joined in the huddle. And trainer Scott Ballman and Dr. Isaac Miller are in the huddle as well. Head coach Brian Jones is calling for someone over as well as they're putting on the headset. And Kaylor, this is, this is not what,
No.
You don't want this to happen to anybody, but for Grayson County, for it to be your starting quarterback, that's especially not good.
It's a really hard thing to kind of come back from as a team.
You think back to a couple of weeks ago at Moore, where you had Shane Hall, who had the injury on the play, and the team rallied. And right now the team is huddled together. Maybe we can show the team huddled together that's over on the screen.
And I think they're trying to get the ambulance because that door is open.
I believe it's been open the entire game. But this is not what you want to see. There's no other way to put it. But now it looks like somebody has gotten into the ambulance. Again, 11:15 left in this first half of play. Grayson County trails 13-0. Starting quarterback Colby Chaffins for the Cougars, who has had really a very good season for this Grayson County team. He's done everything that the Cougars could have wanted. Looks like Coach Jones might have brought something from the sideline to him.
They might be trying to cut something off.
As it's 11:15 left here in this first half of play. Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker with you here from Grayson County High School. Did see that the ambulance is still on the side there, and the referee went onto the track to talk to somebody. I don't know what that could potentially mean, but it could mean something, as Dr. Isaac Miller is now hopped off and he's walking away. I'm not sure if he's going to go and talk to Grayson County EMS down to the left or what it could potentially be. As Dr. Miller is walking over, Brian Jones looking. They've just closed the door to the ambulance, and that's probably not a good sign.
No, the South saw somebody get in the driver's seat, so that's a bad sign.
And yes, they have turned the siren on, so the ambulance is going to head out onto the field right now. And they are, I did just hear from someone, they're going to back the ambulance down the track, moving fans from the track right now. Junior starting quarterback Colby Chaffins is the injured player for Grayson County, with 11:15 left here in this first half of play. We're going to take a break, come back, as this is Cougar Football on K105.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ashley Gabbard, internal medicine physician with Owensboro Health. I'd like to talk with women 40 and over about having annual mammograms, even if there is no history of breast cancer in your family. Early detection provides women a strong advantage in fighting breast cancer. Ask your primary care provider for a referral and schedule your screening online at owensborohealth.org/mammogram.
For the more than 1 million people living with Parkinson's disease, the Parkinson's Foundation celebrates movement at Moving Day, a movement toward life-saving resources, movement toward advancing research and care, movement toward a better life. We care. We fight. We move to beat Parkinson's. Move with us at movingdaywalk.org.
Look around your home, and there's probably something that was made right here in Leitchfield. Leggett & Platt is a worldwide corporation making a wide range of products, including sofa sleeper and reclining hardware assemblies here at home. A portion of your Ashley, Lazy Boy, or England furniture might have been made by one of your neighbors. Join the Leggett & Platt team today. We're a one-shift operation with competitive wages. Our motto is, we work hard so you can rest easy. Leggett & Platt is an equal opportunity, affirmative action, veteran, and disability employer.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Leitchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim. Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
Starting quarterback Colby Chaffins is currently being put onto a flat board here for Grayson County. The ambulance has been onto the field. I know that there's a member of EMS that was originally in the huddle, and now he's been joined by multiple members of EMS as well. I see School Resource Officer Chase Milton is in there, along with a host of other EMS and medical personnel. Colby on the season for this Grayson County team became the first player to pass for 1,000 yards since 1986. 68 of 123 for 1,076 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. He rushed for nearly 500 yards this year. And, I mean, this is... I mean, there are no words to describe what we're seeing right now here, Kaler. They are now bringing the stretcher out onto the field. We did hear that they took the face mask off of Colby on the field as well. Looks like Fairdale's coach is starting to walk out onto the field as well. Probably, in a lot of ways, he's probably saying, you know, to Coach Jones, what can we do? You know, how can we help? This is a nightmare situation for Grayson County. And it's for Lewis Dover, who's on the other side. He's probably thinking the same thing, like, not that you want this to happen to anybody, but especially the starting quarterback. That it in a
way ruins the game to a sense.
It does, and Colby has now been lifted up onto the stretcher right now, and will be taken off on the ambulance here. And the only thing we can hope is he's okay. We don't have anything. If we find out something, we'll be sure that we bring it to you as soon as we can. You could hear an absolute pin drop here at Cougar Stadium from what was an electric crowd to open up. I see Dr. Isaac Miller is down there as well. And they're now going to call the team over to talk to Colby, as the officials are saying that the team can come see him. As we're sure, if you're watching on K105 Digital Directions, we are being absolutely in not showing you the injury. Well, we don't have the ability, obviously, to do instant replay, but we're not showing you Colby right now because, frankly, that's, we're not in that business.
Yeah.
So we're just showing you the team they're going through, and they are patting Colby or giving him a high five. I would say that's probably a decent sign, Kaler.
Yeah, if he's able to
give a
if
high
it's not
five or a
that
fist
urgent
bump.
to where they have to go now, that's a really good sign.
And Fairdale is coming over right now as they are going to be lining up in a line over to the far side. Maybe we can get a camera that shows Fairdale as well over that far side. They are clapping as Colby is being taken off the field right now and being helped into the ambulance. And his dad just patted him on the leg, and that is his dad, Brandon, is I can't imagine what's going through his eyes, his head right now. I believe that's his daughter that's coming up and giving him a hug as well.
Because as a parent, even if you win this game, that more than likely it's his last of the season.
And what has been a great season for Colby. There's just no other way to put it. Again, to recap here, 13-0 Fairdale leads. 11:15 left in the second quarter of play. Starting quarterback Colby Chaffins is being taken off right now on an ambulance for Grayson County. It is 13-0 Fairdale. The Cougars will have it second down and 6 from the 10-yard line. I believe, is where the ball will be placed when we come back. But right now the ambulance is still situated on the sideline. The Cougars just broke a huddle down in the end zone that they're headed towards. And I think it probably was something like, this is for Colby now.
Yep.
And that's the thing, is a team can do this where you fold or you rally.
Yeah, you can. And, I mean, that's completely up to them. I was a part of a team that lost a starting quarterback for a couple weeks unexpectedly, and your star players have to pick up that slack. And I've been in Colby's shoes to an extent, too, where you feel like you let the team down when you get hurt and you can't be out there. But
in a lot of ways, and I don't want to speak for you, you probably wanted them to go out there and still beat the rear ends off of whoever they were playing. And I'm sure Colby is probably thinking the same exact thing right now.
And, I mean, I know the team, they were some of my best friends, and they ended up doing that for me, thankfully. But I guess they just thought the idea since I came back we could start losing again. But in all seriousness, that team knows how much Colby put into this year. Because last year, compared to this year, he has developed so much as a quarterback and as a leader even, that it's almost unfathomable to think.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll have the action, and hopefully the game comes back here after this. Again, it's 13-0, Fairdale on top. It's Cougar football on K105.
No matter what you're up against, we have your back.
We are United Way.
We are neighbors, helping neighbors. In communities around the world. When disaster strikes,
we get you back on your feet.
We help children build brighter futures.
We've been here for over 135 years.
But now, our work is more important than ever.
Join us.
Join your neighbors.
Join United Way.
We had an MRI, and then all of a sudden this doctor comes in and he says to us, we have the potential here for a catastrophic event.
And he looked scared.
He looked terrified. And he's like, we got to operate now. It just all changed. Life changed.
Bryce is one of the 47 children per day who are diagnosed with cancer. Today's treatments aren't enough. To watch the rest of Bryce's story, visit childrenscancer.org/story.
Did you see that?
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where it is 13-0. Grayson County is down against Fairdale. 11:15 left here in this first half of play. Were you wanting to tell me something off air or on air? Or can it go on air, or you want to wait until you're off air? You were saying something right when we were coming back.
I think it was something about the Louisville game, so it could wait.
Okay, so we can wait there. As it was 13-0, 11:15 to go here in this first half of play. Grayson County has lost their starting quarterback, Colby Chaffins, who is just taken off the field in an ambulance. When we know something, you will know something. We'll be sure to pass that along. But this is a nightmare.
Yeah.
And Fairdale is still warming up, and the officials are saying, okay, let's try and play some games. Jake Bratcher is the backup quarterback. If you think back, though, last year in the playoffs, the Cougars went to Jaron Van Meter, and honestly,
played pretty well.
He did. Threw 2 touchdowns. And if you remember, Kaler, how many snaps had Jaron taken at quarterback?
I think 0.
You are correct. Not 1. And that's just the kind of player that Jaron Van Meter is. And let's see if that will be the decision, if they will go with Jaron Van Meter or Jake Bratcher.
Seeing Will Vincent goes in, I think that's probably where they're going to go with Jaron for a little bit and see what happens.
And go with a wildcat of sorts.
And if you really, I think they'll probably use Jake for pass situations, which I'm not against at all.
11:15 to go here in the game. Grayson County can have it 2nd down and 6 from the 10-yard line. 13-0. They trail Fairdale here in this second quarter. Here we come. Back to action. And I'll be interested to see here how this team responds. Van Meter is actually not. It's going to be Hanshaw who's going to be into the game here. Quarterback has a wildcat. Mudd is to his right, and we're going to have some movement on the right side of the line. And it's going to be a false start called against Grayson County.
And you can't have that in this situation where every yard is going to be coming at a premium now because you're getting so close to the end zone. You're out without your starting quarterback. The offense is in a little different shape now.
That'll make it 2nd down and 11 now for Grayson County. They're going to stick with the same formation. Hanshaw on the direct snap. He goes to the 15-yard line, lowers his shoulder, and dives down to about the 11 on the run. A little pushing and shoving after the play. Mostly from one of the white hats on the far side. And, in fact, it was looking down Rutledge for Fairdale. And immediately the Grayson County player did exactly what he should have and put both hands in the air. Said, wasn't me. I'm not doing anything. I'm innocent.
Can't get caught if your hands are in the air.
3rd down and 7. We'll come up here for Grayson County. 10.5 left in this first half of play. They trail 13-0. Hanshaw and Mudd in the backfield. Direct snap, Hanshaw. Run left side. He has a blocker in front of him. He hits the hole, dives up near the first down marker, but he is short. It'll go down to about the 7, 5 yards on the pickup. That'll bring up 4th down and short. And if you're Grayson, you got to keep the offense on the field.
Yeah, I mean, you're at a point where you're going to have to score touchdowns, not field goals.
4th down and 4 for Grayson County. Jaron Van Meter gets the play call from Brian Jones. Let's see if he'll go into the game at quarterback or what they'll do here.
Jaron's typically the guy that'll run the play in, especially in a Wildcat, because Caden's the one getting hit, having to run all the way everywhere. So I mean, it's just to help Caden out, let him catch his breath.
Bunch formation. Hanshaw in the shotgun formation. Ethan Mudd to his right. 4th down and 4 for Grayson County from the Fairdale 8-yard line. Hanshaw tries to hit. No, it's actually misdirection. Handoff left side. Someone got it on the sweep,
I think
and
it was Grayson Chapins.
Does not look like he got it. It's all going to depend on the first spot. He got down to the 5-yard line, and it doesn't look like he got it. And you're going to be able to move the chain. We haven't seen an official signal. The head official's walking over, and it looks like the offense is coming out the field, and it is. Turnover on downs. Grayson County only down to the 5. He needed to get down to the 4. And now Fairdale's offense is going to come out. If you're Grayson County, they have the ball here with 9:06 left on their own 4-yard line.
So, I mean, right now this is good field position for you. But the way they've been moving the ball, they can bleed a lot of this clock. So you either have to man up right here, get the ball back around midfield, and you're still in business.
1st down and 10 for Fairdale. They've been able to do whatever they want running the ball to start in this game. Shift 3 blockers down to the near side of the field. Run. Penalty flag on the play. It's Burks on the run as he carries it up to the 9-yard line. This might be in a illegal formation.
Yeah, I don't know that they were all set for a full second.
Let's see what the penalty is. Mason Carroll was in there on the tackle, and that's exactly what the penalty is, and that'll move back now to about the 2.5. The ever-popular 2.5-yard legal formation penalty.
Hey, it's better than 4-yard gain, that's for sure.
You're not wrong. So technically, it's about a 6 and 7-yard loss. 1st down and 12. Everyone's favorite comes up. They're going to wind the clock. It's 13-0 Fairdale. 8:50 left here in this first half of play. In the pistol formation. Handoff right side and wrapped up immediately, hitting the line. Nice play made by the Grayson County D-line.
And
Cornwell came in to make the tackle for Grayson County on Burks.
This is kind of where you can maybe get some free points. I mean, you get a safety, get the ball back, and then you go for 2 and make it. You're within a field goal again. So, I mean, you're still in really good position right now.
2nd down and 11 from their own 4-yard line for Fairdale. They're up 13-0, and for them, they got nothing to worry about right now.
No.
I mean, you're up 13-0. You just don't want that safety because good old Uncle Mo, it's not wearing blue right now.
No.
In the pistol. Kind of a low snap, handoff right side. No, it's kept, and they're throwing it up. Near side, got a man, and it is broken up. Great play made by Mason Carroll as they were looking it up to the near side of the field from Malik Battle. What a play call. First pass of the game, and it was one-on-one, and Mason Carroll saved 6.
And that was really good coverage on the backside, not biting for the play action, even though they haven't thrown one all game. And then you're able to kind of keep your back turned to the receiver, kind of buddy arm him a little bit, make sure your eyes are back to the quarterback and bat that ball down.
3rd down and 11. 7:43 left in the first quarter. First half, rather. It's 13-0. See if they'll put it in the air again. Man shifts in motion from the far side to the near side. That's Butler. It'll be a run up the middle, running into his own man and dropped after a short pickup. Fairdale will be forced to punt. Back now to the 7-yard line. That's a 3-yard gain, but 4th down and long will come up, and there you go.
And that's the best part about giving up the ball inside their own 5-yard line is if you can play some good defense, keep them from getting the first down, you get great field position right back.
Back to punt is their star punter and kicker Dylan Walker. He's also the goalkeeper for the soccer team, the senior. Back deep to return is Jaron Van Meter. Last week he returned one to the house. High snap. Walker just gets it away. It's a line drive kick over to the far side, takes a bounce to the 35, and is going to die at about the 39 or 40-yard line. Good punt of 33 yards, but Grayson County is going to get good field position. You can hear these fans come to life trying to bring something to this team.
And it looks like Jake's getting ready to go in.
Jake Bratcher, Kaler, in about 15 seconds. The scouting report on Jake Bratcher.
Big arm, athlete, very inexperienced, but that's things. It's a good and a bad place to be put in right now because it's a very challenging place to play in right now, but if you can perform well, the things that would do for your confidence is amazing. And you're in a kind of a position as Jake where you have no expectations for you. You're the backup. But you're expected to not perform like a starter. So if you come out and perform like a starter, that's a lot more confidence that your offense is going to have in you.
In the I formation, we'll go Jake Bratcher, 1st down and 10 for Grayson County. Bratcher, and we're going to blow some whistles, and they're going to blow the play dead. And I'm not sure what the penalty is.
Me neither.
Dead ball. Offsides. Called against Fairdale. Well, I'm surprised they blew that play dead, but hey, it works in immediately. This is the loudest we've heard this crowd all night. And honestly, with what just happened to the team, they need the crowd.
Yes.
You need the crowd to be behind you the entire way here. 1st down and 5. How about that? Jake Bratcher didn't even have to snap the ball and gets 5 yards.
Hey, I mean, that's a good. It's typically a good at sight.
Handoff, Hanshaw. He's to the 35-yard line, down to the 30. Bounces here to the near side as he's carrying a tackler with him. Gets down to the 28-yard line. Brought down on the play by Cameron Ross, but not before. The ball gets down to the 29-yard line, 6 yards. Move the chains, 1st down Cougs.
And right now, coming into this game, Jake's mindset has to be don't make the big mistake. Just you have to make sure you're in charge of the offense, run the offense like it's supposed to.
But also don't be afraid.
Yes, but don't be afraid to make a play if it's there. Now, don't force something trying to make one, but take what the defense is going to give you.
Ball in the near hash. Pitch to Hanshaw to the 30-yard line, gets back towards the middle at the 25, and somersaults down to about the 23-yard line. They're on the run for Caden Hanshaw, give him about 5 yards. I know when we talked a couple of weeks ago against Breckenridge County, the biggest thing with Jake Bratcher, I think, is he's got a big arm, but he doesn't know his arm yet.
And that's the hardest thing to do for a strong-armed quarterback is learn how to use that touch with that big of an arm, because you could flick your wrist and the thing goes 35 yards, and you're not used to that.
You wish you had that problem.
I wish I had that problem. I never did.
I mean, you see that in the NFL. Guys like Josh Allen, Will Levis, who have those just huge arms, or even the guy at Tennessee, whose name's now escaping me, who's got the big arm and doesn't really know how to use it. 2nd down and 6. I formation. Bratcher remains under center. Again to Hanshaw on the give. Left side, he hits the hole, does Hanshaw. He's near the 1st down marker. Going to be about a yard short as he gets down to the 20-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd down and 1.
And I think what you're shooting for right now is just making sure it's 3rd and manageable. Don't put Jake in a situation where he's kind of doomed to fail. Make sure he's always in a position to succeed.
Bring up 3rd down in about 1.5 here for Grayson County. 5:20 left here in this first half of play. It's 13-0. Fairdale on top of Grayson County. Offset I formation. A wide receiver on each side. Hanshaw is the deep back on 3rd down and short. It is going to be a handoff, Hanshaw. He's got the first down and more inside the 15, inside the 10, diving down inside the 5-yard line on the run there for Caden Hanshaw. He's down to about the 2, 18 yards. Move the chains. First down, Grayson County. The Cougar mascot loves it on the sideline.
And we ran ISO 4 or 5 straight times. You come back, run a counter gap play where you're just basically, you're sending the fullback the way the ISO would be going, but you're having Caden take 2 or 3 counter steps, and then he goes back the other way with 2 pulling guard and a pulling tackle, and it was wide open.
17 yards officially on the run there for Caden Hanshaw. First down and goal from the 3-yard line. Fans coming to life here at Cougar Stadium. Brancher, the backup quarterback under center. Van Meter is the fullback, Hanshaw the deep back. Bradshaw gets it, will pitch it to the near side to Hanshaw, trying to find the edges. He's crossed the 5, he's diving towards the goal line. He's in, touchdown Grayson County. The Cougars are on the board on a 3-yard touchdown run by the freshman Caden Hanshaw.
Well, that's a good first drive for a quarterback.
I'll tell you what. Yes. This team needed that jolt of energy, and they've gotten it right now. A little slow to come off on the play was Winston Woosley for Grayson County. There was a Fairdale player as well, a little slow to get up, but I guess he's rejoined his team. Lane Beasley on to attempt the extra point. Van Meter is the holder. Not a great snap. Beasley gets it away, and it is
blown dead.
Blown dead. The kick was good, but they blow it dead. And they're going to, there is a penalty flag. The official says, wait, I got a penalty. And if it's offsides, then they should be able to just decline it. But he blew it dead. And if it's that case, then Brian Jones is going to be upset because he's saying, why are you blowing it dead if it's offsides?
We're down by 7. If this is offsides, I'm thinking about going for it. Yeah.
Caden Hanshaw has 9 2-point conversions on the season. Well, let's see. Here comes the call. Dead ball. Offsides called against the Bulldogs. And Jaron Van Meter immediately looked to the sideline as if to say, let's go for 2.
That's what I would do.
And Beasley appears to remain onto the field. Well, I guess he's now asking if Brian Jones wants to decline it. But if they say dead ball, you can't decline. I mean,
yeah, dead balls, you can't. You can, but.
Well, they're going to attempt the PAT now from the 1. Well, they haven't moved the ball.
And there wasn't a penalty.
I don't know.
This ref's a little confused.
So am I. Here comes the extra point again. Beasley made the first one.
He jumped again.
And he did, yep. And he made the second one as well. And this time I think you just decline it and say, hey, because that one's not a dead ball. That was during the play. Just decline it. It's good. Dead ball. No, it's not a dead ball. Offsides.
Again, offside, Fairdale.
And now, I mean, the kick should be good. Am I wrong, Caleb?
He keeps blowing it before the ball
Which
snaps.
Which is the wrong. That's not correct.
You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to let it play. But this would be at the half-yard line now.
It should be. And now, I mean, absolutely you go for 2. If you can't pick up a half a yard, then what are we doing?
Not running the tush push.
Brian Jones is talking to the official. I'm sure he's asking, why are you keep blowing the play dead?
I mean, that's something in the playoffs you should have cleaned up. I get first game, maybe blowing it dead, but yeah, there we go.
There you are. Going to go for 2 now. I like it. Lane Beasley's probably saying, what?
Come on, let's go.
What?
He's like, I don't get credit for my 2 kicking.
He's like, I've been kicking the ball really well. I want to get player of the game again this week. 4:14 to go. It's been the longest sequence of PATs,
yes,
I think, and maybe in state history. Will Vincent coming in as an extra blocker. I think the ball is placed. It should be at the half-yard line.
I can't really tell from here.
I think it's only at the 1, which I don't particularly know why it's only at the 1, but you know what? I don't know.
Yard, half-yard. Let's just get in the end zone being untouched, and I'm okay with it.
Caden Hanshaw has had all 9 of the Cougars' 2-point conversions. 4:14 to go here in this first half of play. Sawyer Drake joins in the backfield.
Looks like we got Wildcat. Oh, never mind. I see Jake.
He's under center.
We're over, it looks like.
It's a off-balance formation. Hanshaw on the run, right side, hit. He's got in, though. 13-8. 2-point conversion's good. 4:14 to go here in this first half of play.
And that's kind of the third personal foul I think the officials have missed because I saw a horse collar.
Yeah,
it was
Shaw,
clear.
He was coming in. But you know what? I love the answer we just saw from this Grayson County team. You lose your starting quarterback. Not only just lose your starting quarterback, but your starting quarterback, your leader, one of your leaders of the team, was just taken off the field in an ambulance, and now you've answered
And
here
you're
with a
back
touchdown.
And a touchdown, not even the extra point. You're up. And that's how big that special teams play was.
Without question, yeah. And I mean, and your defense came up with a big. I mean, Mason Carroll might have made one of the biggest plays of the year.
And I've played in the defensive backfield. It's not easy to stay back there, run step for step, make sure you don't get pass interference and still play a deep ball like that one-on-one. I mean, that's why you never saw me out there on defense much because I couldn't do it. But he's honestly been one of the best corners I've seen in a very long time.
And I don't know that he necessarily always gets the credit that he deserves for that position.
No, and because if you don't get the interceptions, you really don't get the credit.
But if they don't throw it your way.
Exactly. If you think about good corners, they won't throw it towards you.
4:14 to go here in this first half of play. Grayson County trails 13-8.
I mean, it's the same way you look at really good receivers. They might not always have the best stats because they're double teamed. I mean, you think of Megatron, who was getting bracketed almost every play.
Quick score update to bring you. 9:49 left in the second quarter. Owensboro leads South Warren 19-0. That
Wow.
game is happening
in Owensboro.
In Owensboro, which, that does have a factor in that. But if the results hold, we'll let you know who everyone goes at the end of the day. Even for Fairdale, I've got your information if Fairdale does hang on and win this game. 4:14 to go in this first half of play. Lane Beasley kind of curls around. It's a short little pooch kick over to the far side, and it's caught at the 34-yard line by one of the upbacks, turning upfield at the 35-40 and crossing up to the 45-yard line, getting up to about the 50 on the return. Nice return by the upback. And Fairdale's going to have it now with 4:06 left in the first half of play at the 50-yard line. This defense, first two drives, ugly.
Yeah.
Your last drive, great. In fact, they're actually going to put that in Grayson County territory at the 49. The question is which defense are we going to see?
The last drive or the first two, I mean.
Because if it's the first two, then this game's going to be over real quick.
Yes.
Especially with a backup quarterback. Your defense is always important.
Talented quarterback, they can do all that. But they like to use the run to set up the pass.
Bring up first down and 15. Extra blocker in the backfield for Fairdale. Handoff right side, Washington as he hits a hole across the 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, and he's brought down high as he gets down to about the 30-yard line, and after the play, a 24-yard gain after a penalty. And that's not what you want.
Where's the penalty?
Is there a penalty?
I didn't see one.
I didn't see a penalty either. Did somebody say penalty?
No.
Well, Fairdale is moving backwards. Or they? No? I don't really know what.
I'm confused.
I think the official is confused as well.
There is a flag. I see it.
Where is it?
Right under that official.
I see him. Yep. Okay. Wow, it is.
It's blended in there.
Partially colorblind, Kaler. No way in heck I'll go and see that. Let's see. Face mask called against the Cougars.
He got tackled from the back.
That must
Unless it was before, because they threw it back there.
.354 left here in this first half. That's going to move the ball. It's only a 5-yard penalty down to the 25. First down and 10 for Fairdale. Low snap, handoff, nice play. Sawyer Drake wraps up the tackler right away. No gain on the play down to the 25-yard line. Washington on the run was hit immediately, no gain. That's what you need. You need your seniors to step up and make plays like that. 3.5 left in this first half, 13-8. Fairdale on top of Grayson County. If you just joined us, Fairdale was up 13-0 early. They will get the ball to start the second half as well as they recovered the opening kickoff by an onside kick. Second down and 10. Ball placed on the Grayson County 25-yard line.
Nice
Handoff
play.
right side. Burks hit. Great play made by the Grayson County defensive line. Guess who? Ken Cornwell comes around the edge.
And, I mean, those kind of hits are going to take a while, I mean, for a running back, because he's hitting you on the shins with a face mask in about 40-degree weather. It doesn't feel very good, and you don't want to keep running much longer with that keep happening.
And you're going to keep an eye for him, too, because
Yeah.
Ken Cornwell, that's all he can hit.
Yeah, I mean.
He's not going to shoulder tackle anybody.
No.
Except maybe Jaron. We have a timeout taken now on the field by Fairdale with 2:45 to go here in this first half of play. It is 13-8. Fairdale will have it 3rd down and 11 will be what will come up. Quick score update or two from around the region that we'll try to bring you. Ryle in Northern Kentucky leads the defending 6A champions Bullitt East 28-7. That game is nearing the half there. Bowling Green leads Graves County 24-3 at the end of the first quarter of play. Cal leads E-Town 44-8 late in the second quarter of that contest. Hart County leads Glasgow 6-0, 4:36 left in the second quarter. They're from Munfordville.
I will say that Owensboro score surprised me.
19-0. Owensboro leads South Warren. 9:49 left in the second quarter. Central Hardin leads Davis County 23-0 in the second quarter of that game. Those are a couple of the scores. Owensboro Catholic leads Crittenden County 21-0 in the second quarter. Again, it is 13-8. Fairdale leads Grayson County. 4:14 left in the second quarter of play. 3rd down and 11. 4-down territory here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I mean,
unless you lose. I think even if you lose 20, you're still going for it.
Yeah.
Maybe if you lose 20, you're punting, but 3rd down and 11. Handoff. Burks, right side. He's going to be stopped at the 20-yard line. That's going to be well short of the 1st down. It'll bring up 4th down and about 5.
So, I mean, you got to bow up here if you're the defense. Because if you get the ball back, you have a chance for your offense to go in, take the lead going into half.
With 3 timeouts, 2.5 and counting left in the first half.
Because the clock will stop after this play if you stop them.
4th down and about 5 or 6 here for the Fairdale Bulldogs. Huge play in this game. Can the Cougars come up with a big stop? The fans come to life here at Cougar Stadium. They try with a hard count. Cougars aren't fooled. And it looks like Fairdale's going to run all the way down and take a timeout maybe. 2 minutes and counting on the clock. There comes the clock, 5 seconds. They're going to take a timeout with 1:54 left in the first half of play. They do have a kicker who is 1-1 on kicks this season. This would be a 38-yard field goal. So it's a timeout taken by Fairdale.
And with how you've been running the ball, I don't think the risk is worth it because you'd only stay up by 1 score.
What are you calling? I mean, I think you got to run the ball here. You got to go for it.
You've ran the ball very effectively.
And, I mean, the quarterback's got a decent arm, too. You could go and play action.
You could take the shot, but, I mean, I'm still with a minute and something left. I'm trying to take something that's a little more sure.
1:54 left here in this first half of play, 13-8. Grayson County trails Fairdale. They were down to 13-0 early. They had the injury to their starting quarterback, Colby Chafins, but have tried to answer since that point. Here's a score update that you don't care about, Kaler, but actually we can get to a point where it actually might matter. The Fighting Cooper Jaguars are up on Scott County 21-7 in the second quarter. Now that could potentially, if things go right for either team, could matter. You never know. The fans come to life again. 4th down and 6. Fairdale keeping the offense on the field. 1:54 left in the first half. It is faking the run, rolling out to the far side. They are going to pass, throwing it up into the end zone, and it is caught. Touchdown, Anderson on the far side. Caden Hanshaw trying to plead the case, saying it was incomplete, but Kwame Anderson pulls it in. In between 2 Cougar defenders.
It's a really nice ball.
That is a backbreaker.
And you got caught out there at corner. And got your eyes inside, got caught up in the play action. He got behind with the corner out, and it was a perfect ball. Put him on the back corner of the end zone, and the official was right there, so I would say he's in bounds.
1:46 left here in this first half of play. Walker on to attempt the extra point. He's 1 of 2 today. He had 1 blocked in his last time.
That's a backbreaker.
Good snap, good hold. The kick is long enough, and he put it through. It is 20 to 8 is the score here. Fairdale leads Grayson County with 1:46 to play here in this first half, and this is a drive here where it really hurts not having your starting quarterback.
Even Colby hasn't been much through 2-minute drills, but especially Jake. He's never really even seen it, not through practice, nothing. So, I mean, this is something he's going to have to learn on the go, not make a big mistake, not make this game worse than it is. And if it's not there, you can take the sack because the clock will keep going. And they don't have, I think they only have one timeout left, so. But you would really appreciate some help from your special teams here.
For Bratcher mindset on a 2-minute drive.
I would say don't lose the game. You don't have to try and win it all by yourself, but don't lose it.
Back deep to return is Caden Hanshaw for Grayson County. Walker, I mean, if you're Fairdale here too, I don't know that you call your onside kick here.
No.
I think you kick it as deep as you possibly can.
And I've seen this kid get it in the end zone, so I mean.
He does a pooch kick. Far side, Mudd is going to watch it go, and one of the Fairdale coaches just catches it. It goes out of bounds, and there's good field position for Grayson County.
And that's why I would have just let him kick it as far as he could.
Yeah, see, I'll get on my rant here about the squib kick. I just like kicking it as far as you absolutely can.
I don't like the squib. I like the only two I like are the onside.
And even, I know that they do a lot of criticism towards the Bills-Chiefs game back in 2021 where they gave Patrick Mahomes however many seconds it was and, on the squib kick and didn't squib kick it. They kicked it deep. I think still kicking it deep was the right decision.
It was.
And Patrick Mahomes is just the best quarterback in the
offense,
NFL.
And I think the defense played it wrong. I'm not a fan of when defenses drop 8 in that situation. I still think you have to believe in your defense and kind of make the offense beat you instead of giving them 3 yards.
1:46 left here in this first half of play. Grayson County will have it on their own 35-yard line, or 36-yard line rather. Let's see where the ball went out of bounds. Offset I formation. I mean, you could still run the ball here. You got 3 timeouts. Mason Carroll shifts. Bratcher rolls out. He's looking to pass. He's got all day to throw if he wants, and he's just going to dump it off. It's caught by Van Meter for a short pickup out of bounds. He had Grayson Chaffins wide open down the sideline.
And that's something he'll learn is on that concept, the first thing you peek is the fade route or non-route, whatever you want to call it. And you get your head around first before anything, and if it's there, you're throwing it. If it's not, you're just checking down, and you're kind of reading a high to low there. You're going, okay, we got the go, it's not there, looking down to see the drag, and if that's all else fails, you got the arrow out of the backfield.
And really, you just took a timeout there. I mean, as far as
it was like a 2-yard timeout.
Ball's out of bounds. And that also is not the worst thing is just get 2 yards. It's
positive.
Exactly. And maybe for him, too, he just had a completion.
Yeah, and he has to settle in.
It's his first varsity completion. He had a couple in, the JV action as far as that. We have a whistle blown.
Another place where you're going to miss.
Delay a game. Now that hurts.
That's where you're going to miss a starting quarterback is he's not experienced getting everybody set, knowing where everybody's supposed to be.
It's got to be one of the things, too, that these other guys got to step up and help him.
They do, and that's...
They should know where to be.
They shouldn't have to have the backup tell them.
No. Second down and about 13 here for Grayson County. And now Fairdale jumps off sides, and they'll get it right back.
I saw Kenton move, but I don't know if they're going to call it a false start or not.
Yeah,
no,
okay. I think that's the right call.
So you got the 5 yards back.
The cornerback, Hughes, is trying to plead his case, but I don't think you're going to get that call if a wide receiver moves and your nose guard jumps.
Yeah.
Because the nose guard's not watching the wide receiver.
Yeah.
You're never going to get that call, I don't think.
No.
Especially on the road.
Yeah, I mean, what the official's going to tell you is the receiver moved because you got in the neutral zone. That's what's going to happen.
And now we have another whistle blown, and what are we doing here? Was he not? What are we doing? I don't know what we're talking about here. Kaler?
No clue.
Did he drop something? Something found on the field? wristband or something, looks like. Shout out to Scott. Scott went and grabbed it.
Yep.
Hard-working man right there. 2nd down and 8. About 90 seconds left in the first half of play. It's 20-8. Fairdale on top of Grayson County. 2 wide receivers on each side of Jake Bratcher. 2-step drop, steps up in the pocket, floats it over the middle, and the pass is incomplete, nearly intercepted, goes through the hands of Grayson Chaffins, who's a little tall, and almost intercepted on the play by Malik Buckner.
And something that not a lot of people know is during the playoffs, you have to use a different ball.
Really?
You have to use a Spalding AA, I think, and I was never a fan of them. The laces are weird. They kind of poke out of the ball a lot more than I like my footballs to. And it makes it to where you're going to air a lot more balls than you have to, especially if they're not broken in. And a lot of these aren't because they're so new, because you only use them during the playoffs, which I think is stupid. If I played the whole year with a different ball, why do I suddenly have to use this one? Like, the NFL uses the same ball all year round.
3rd down and 8 here for Grayson County. Be interesting if they keep it on the ground. They will not. Bratcher rolls out, throws over the middle. Caught. Mason Carroll's got it at the 50, to the 45, down to the 40. Big play by Mason Carroll, helping out his teammate as he gets it down to the 40-yard line. That's a 22-yard pass completion. And I like Brian Jones immediately pats Jake Bratcher on the back and says, good throw, bud.
Yeah, and these are very friendly play calls for him. Everything getting across the middle of the field, easy, simple reads, first layer reads. Make sure he's comfortable. Don't get too fancy.
About 1 minute left in the first half of play. It is 20-8. Grayson County trails Fairdale. They do have 3 timeouts left. Ball's going to be placed in the Fairdale 40-yard line. Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker here with you on the call. Trips down to the near side. 1 wide receiver to the left side. Bratcher rolls out to pass. Nice block by the right tackle. Throwing up the seam to Van Meter, and it's incomplete. Anderson in coverage. Van Meter had a step. And just let him a little bit too much.
You're okay with it.
Yeah, it's a timeout.
Yeah, no sack. And he's really surprised. He doesn't look scared.
No.
I mean, there's no timidness. I think on the first rollout he had where he missed Grayson was probably the only time I've seen him timid. And that's your first really pass. And I think that completion, though, of only 2 yards, even though he missed the touchdown, settled him in for the rest of this drive. And when you start stringing completions together as a quarterback, you start getting in a rhythm. And that's whenever you become really dangerous as a thrower, is whenever you're hitting that third step, ball's coming out accurately.
2nd down and 10, high snap. Bratcher's got it, steps up, floats over the middle, and it is incomplete. Hit. And it might have been might have partially been tipped, so it was looking for Van Meter.
And he really wasn't able to step into that throw like he wanted to, and you could kind of see it die about 10, 15 yards down the field.
41.7 seconds left in the first half of play. It is 20-8. Grayson County trails Fairdale. They're going to have it 3rd down and 10 at the 30, or at the 40 rather. I think you got to go back to one of those little routes over the middle here.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised for it to be open, because Fairdale's going to be looking at the sideline, you trying to get out of bounds.
You got 3 timeouts.
Yeah, so, you can use the middle.
Fairdale's showing blitz. It's a 0 blitz. They're setting up the screen. Hanshaw catches it and is blown up. He ends up catching it to the 37-yard line, 3 yards, 4th down and 7. And that's Brian Jones is in no rush to get this play off. He probably doesn't need to snap it. Maybe he's going to say throw onto the end zone.
He has a big enough arm to get it there from here. And that's something you really can't do as a quarterback, is on a screen, throw it high over the middle. That's just asking for...
Just throw it at the feet.
Yeah, that's asking for your running back to get his ribs killed.
And now we're going to have a timeout taken by Fairdale, I believe, on the far side. Dead ball, timeout taken by Fairdale. So Fairdale will take it with 7.6, 4th down and 7, and let's just see if Jake can throw one in the end zone. Make sure to stay tuned at halftime as we have a good Cougar conversation for you, as we're going to learn a little bit more about the Grayson County High School art department. Talking with senior Lainey Anderson, learning more about that, and it's a good conversation with her. She did a really good job learning about some of the projects that they've done and have going on. So make sure you stay locked in there and learn more about that. Fairdale will have the ball to start the second half of play as well, something to keep in mind.
And I think people need to realize Jake hasn't gotten any reps over these last few weeks because it's playoffs. You're really focusing on the starters. So, for him to come out and look this good with no really reps with the first team has been really impressive.
This is really tough, too. This is the second straight year that in the playoffs you lose your starting quarterback.
Yep. I think last year Hunter and his collarbone.
And what was that, mid-second quarter?
Halfway through the second quarter, so similar to, I think this was the very beginning of the first.
11 minutes left in the second quarter. And you had Ethan Mudd, who went in at quarterback in the first half of that game, and then Jaron took over in the second half. My memory does serve me correct, but I'm getting old, so I can't remember.
I wasn't there. I was
you were under the weather.
Flu. Yeah.
4th and 7.
And let's see if he tries to stay in the pocket here and make something happen.
And we're going to get a free play, as that's going to be offsides whistled on Fairdale. Dead ball.
Yep.
Tell you what, Jake Bratcher's got the heart count going.
And a lot of times you won't see backups do that, and that's, I think, why you're getting Fairdale to jump is backups. I think I heard the commentators during the Titans-Falcons game during Will Levis's first start is they typically won't do it because they're so nervous they just want to get the play started. But if you can master that kind of as a rookie, backup, same thing, it will help.
4th down and short for Grayson County. I mean, theoretically, if you want, you could go short play, get the first down, and call timeout.
Yep.
But probably not. You're probably just throwing one of the end zones.
He still has a big enough arm to get it from here.
They're trying to put more time on the clock. 7.6 seconds, I believe, is what they're trying to put on the clock. There you go. Good. Good job to our staff. 4th and short here for Grayson County. I'm not really sure that .6 means anything unless Grayson County's going to try for a quick play. Bratcher is being pressured. He's going to roll out. He's going to run, and he is going to dive down with 1 second on the clock. Can they get the timeout? They do. I think you got to put some time on the clock. Fairdale's immediately running in. And no, they're not going to put any time on the clock. Grayson County appears to be fine with doing just that as well. Your score at the half. Fairdale leads Grayson County 20-8. This is Cougar football on K105.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Leitchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim. Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Leitchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ashley Gabbard, internal medicine physician with Owensboro Health. I'd like to talk with women 40 and over about having annual mammograms, even if there is no history of breast cancer in your family. Early detection provides women a strong advantage in fighting breast cancer. Ask your primary care provider for a referral and schedule your screening online at owensborohealth.org/mammogram.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where it is a lead for Fairdale at the half by a score of 20-8. Coming up on the halftime show, we will run down some scores from around the region, the score from this game, and have our Cougar Conversation segment. But when we come back, we'll run down some scores from around the region. This is Cougar football on K105.
When I found out my son was addicted to opiates, I didn't know where to turn. Now I know there's help, and you can call, whether you're a family member, a sibling, or the person with the addiction. And the number is 1-8338-KY-HELP. Call for the resources. They're going to help you with compassion and care and the knowledge of what's available to get you the help you need.
For the more than 1 million people living with Parkinson's disease, the Parkinson's Foundation celebrates movement at Moving Day, a movement toward life-saving resources. Movement toward advancing research and care. Movement toward a better life. We care. We fight. We move to beat Parkinson's. Move with us at movingdaywalk.org.
No matter what you're up against, we have your back.
We are United Way. We are neighbors, helping neighbors.
In communities around the world, when disaster strikes,
We get you back on your feet.
We help children build brighter futures.
We've been here for over 135 years.
But now, our work is more important than ever.
Join us.
Join your neighbors.
Join United Way.
Connection builds community. It grows the minds of future citizens and leaders. Connection teaches. It encourages. It builds confidence. Through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connection says together, we can.
The one thing I know about Grayson County Schools, when you get the right people going in the right direction, anything's possible.
We are GC Connected.
Welcome back to Cougar Stadium, where Grayson County trails 20-8 Fairdale at the half. Kaler, really quick, your first half thoughts.
Well, obviously everybody's praying for Colby, and that's tough on a team whenever that kind of injury happens. But I was really impressed with how the team responded. That was easy as a starting quarterback, for them to just fold in that situation. It's like, well, we can't do anything, quarterback's out. But I thought Jake came in, really asserted himself, didn't make the big mistake, made a couple big plays down the stretch. He missed the one touchdown, but that was his first pass attempt, so that's no problem with me. Just get the first completion. I think he did a really good job of getting his feet wet and then starting to kind of dice his way more down the field.
Grayson County trails 20-8 at the half. Coming up, we'll have our Cougar conversation with senior Lainey Anderson. It's a good conversation with her. That'll come up next here on K105.
We had an MRI, and then all of a sudden this doctor comes in and he says to us, we have the potential here for a catastrophic event.
And he looked scared.
He looked terrified. And he's like, we got to operate now. It just all changed. Life changed.
Bryce is one of the 47 children per day who are diagnosed with cancer. Today's treatments aren't enough. To watch the rest of Bryce's story, visit childrenscancer.org/story.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
Are you ready to help your family get prepared for the unexpected?
Here we go!
Ladybug and Cat Noir know how important it is to be ready, because you never know when Hawkmoth is going to strike or a disaster will hit. And you don't need miraculous powers. Just put those planning skills you already have to good use. Make a plan that will help you and your family be ready when emergencies happen. Ready Kids can help. Get started at ready.gov/kids.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Leitchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim. Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
Welcome back to the halftime show here on K105. It's time for another edition of our Cougar Conversations. Today we are at Grayson County High School talking with senior Lainey Anderson, who is a member of the Grayson County High School Art Department and Art Club. Lainey, one of the first questions I always like to ask is, and I steal this from Judge Executive Kevin Henderson, but I'm sure people listening, they might hear the name and they're thinking, I know that. So he always asks people when he doesn't know them, who's your family? So who is your family, to introduce people to you?
I am Wallace and Sissy Anderson's daughter and the sister of Laska Anderson.
Okay, so there you go. Immediately people know, okay, they can draw the comparisons with that. You are here representing art today, and this might be a loaded question, but how long have you been doing art?
Me personally, I've done it my whole life, and I have been involved in the art club here since my sophomore year, because my freshman year was, it was COVID year, and so we couldn't really do much. But since then, like in the past 3 years, we've really, really bounced back and been able to do like a ton of stuff with the community that we're all really proud of.
Do you remember your first time you ever did art, or one of the first big projects you actually did?
I remember being in like 5th grade or so, and I entered a painting into this contest that we had at like my old school. I went to Hope Christian Academy, and we went to a big convention, and I entered a painting in there, and I didn't win anything, but it was like my first experience like putting my art out there.
Your art club has been very, very active over these last couple of years, months, weeks, and so on. And I know when I was talking with Karen Lewis, she said, okay, you got to talk about this project, you got to talk about this project, you got to talk about this project. So I'll just go one by one. You did some stuff at the hospital. What was that?
Yeah, with a bunch of kids doing paintings in WIN classes that Miss Dowell has, and like art club like paintings, like they've donated to give to the hospital to decorate the hallways at the hospital, to like make it pretty. And like for patients, it can be kind of scary to go into a hospital, like just a really sterile environment. So like having art there, it brightens people's days, I think.
A couple of weeks ago, it was Red Ribbon Week. It's always hard for me to say Red Ribbon Week. Say that 5 times fast. And you all did some work at the LPD as well. What did you decorate on LPD's windows?
Since it was so close to Halloween, we did a Say Boo to Drugs kind of theme, where we had like the Ghostbusters logo. It was like Say No to Drug Busters. And, we had tons of different things to, celebrate Red Ribbon Week. And that were just, anti-drug and like very fun. It wasn't like super weird or anything.
I know one of our good friends at the radio station is Debbie Childress over at the Grayson County Alliance. We love Debbie, and the Colonel, as we call her. And one of her big fundraisers every single year is Empty Bowls. And I know that one of her big partners through Empty Bowls is you all at the art department. How do you all help with that?
In Miss Dowell's WIN classes and with the art club in general, a lot of our students will make ceramic bowls with the clay that we have. We make a lot of pottery, and we will donate them to be auctioned off, and the proceeds for that goes to the food pantry. Empty Bowls is like where they get auctioned off.
It's a really cool event that they do there. I know you told me when you came in that you said you have to specifically mention about something about face painting and how you all get called in to do that. So for someone watching and they're seeing some of the art that you all do, and they're thinking, I have an event, I need a face painter to come, because who doesn't love their face getting painted for the kids? How can you all help?
Yeah, a lot of like elementary schools and like events have asked us, asked Miss Dowell specifically to send kids to be able to, face paint for kids and stuff. And that is such an undertaking that we have decided that like we can definitely do that for like a fee, and all of the proceeds will go to the art club, to give our students like more opportunities and like pay for our materials and stuff like that.
I know coming up soon is Art on the Square, which I don't really know anything about. So can you tell me something about it?
Absolutely. For the past 3 years, the art club and like art students that Miss Dowell she picks, we paint Christmas scenes on windows all around the square. Like, it's been like really popular in the community. The previous 2 years that we've done it. We started out, we painted the windows of 18 businesses on the square, and this year we are set to do 26 businesses. So we are very, very excited.
That's really cool. I know we're driving around the square. If the square keeps on improving, that's one of the things that helps with that. And then I think my last question for you is, people watching, they're hearing all of the ambitions you have during school. What's next for you? Is art in your future?
For me?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I plan to go to Savannah College of Art and Design. I'm really, really excited about that. It's kind of my dream school. And I am going to study fashion.
That's really cool. Good luck. Good job on this as well. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a break. And if you want more information, you can always contact them and they can be able to help you out on getting some art in your building as well. So we'll take a break and have more on the halftime show after this.
When I found out my son was addicted to opiates, I didn't know where to turn. Now I know there's help, and you can call, whether you're a family member, a sibling, or the person with the addiction. And the number is 1-833-8-KY-HELP. Call for the resources. They're going to help you with compassion and care and the knowledge of what's available to get you the help you need.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Leitchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, "I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim." Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
For the more than 1 million people living with Parkinson's disease, the Parkinson's Foundation celebrates movement at Moving Day. A movement toward life-saving resources. Movement toward advancing research and care. Movement toward a better life. We care. We fight. We move to beat Parkinson's. Move with us at movingdaywalk.org.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ashley Gabbard, internal medicine physician with Owensboro Health. I'd like to talk with women 40 and over about having annual mammograms, even if there is no history of breast cancer in your family. Early detection provides women a strong advantage in fighting breast cancer. Ask your primary care provider for a referral and schedule your screening online at owensborohealth.org/mammogram.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where it is a 20-8 game here at the half. Fairdale leads Grayson County. Kaylor, I do want to make sure that we bring this update about Colby here. We just got an update from him. Again, if you just joined, starting quarterback for Grayson County, Colby Chaffins was taken off the field after an injury early in the second quarter in an ambulance. He was taken off on a stretcher and then left the field on an ambulance. I do have an update to bring you. Colby has feeling in all of his extremities. They believe he has another concussion. He's going back for a CT scan of his head and neck. Hopefully nothing is broke, is what the message I just got from him. So, Colby, if you're listening or going back, we're with you, bud. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure that this team is as well. So, again, that's as good of news as we probably could have brought you. Again, Colby has feeling in all of his extremities, and they believe he has another concussion. So they're going back for some more tests right now. So that kind of came from Sheriff Chaffins. So your score here is 20-8 at the half. You had a 3-yard touchdown run by Caden Hanshaw, a 20-yard touchdown pass from Mason to Anderson for Fairdale as well, and then 2 8-yard touchdown runs by Washington. I do have quickly, Fairdale did share some stats from the first half of play. As really quick, very quickly, they say that Fairdale, 19 rushes, 107 yards. Grayson County, 19 rushes, 87 yards. Fairdale is 2 of 3 for a passing-wise for 26 yards. Grayson County 5 of 10 for 50 yards. Those are some of the stats. The second half comes up next as Grayson County trails 20-8. It's Cougar football on K105.
Are you ready to help your family get prepared for the unexpected? Here we go! Ladybug and Cat Noir know how important it is to be ready, because you never know when Hawkmoth is going to strike or a disaster will hit. And you don't need miraculous powers. Just put those planning skills you already have to good use. Make a plan that will help you and your family be ready when emergencies happen. Ready Kids can help. Get started at ready.gov/kids.
Look around your home, and there's probably something that was made right here in Leitchfield. Leggett & Platt is a worldwide corporation making a wide range of products, including sofa sleeper and reclining hardware assemblies here at home. A portion of your Ashley, Lazy Boy, or England furniture might have been made by one of your neighbors. Join the Leggett & Platt team today. We're a one-shift operation with competitive wages. Our motto is, we work hard so you can rest easy. Leggett & Platt is an equal opportunity, affirmative action, veteran and disability employer.
I'm not here to fire you up. If you're not already fired up, you shouldn't be in this room. If this victory isn't worth all you have to give, then leave. But now, right now is your chance to be a part of a victory the world will remember forever. Victory over cancer. This victory isn't just happening. It isn't inevitable.
What does hope mean?
Now is our time, your time. You may save someone you love.
Time is very precious.
Today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory. A victory that is there for the taking. Grab it. How was that?
Now that was a great halftime speech. Let's go win.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Grayson County trails 20-8 as we get ready to start the second half of play. Grayson County will be kicking to start the second half. And Kaylor, we were both talking. I think this is onside kick territory.
Yeah. And we saw the squib kind of that last time. I don't think you do that again. I think you're trying to get that high bounce and kind of kick towards your headhunters is what I like to call them, and kind of crack somebody right as the ball hits their hands. You get on it and recover it.
It's Stephen Lee out there. He'll lay down a hit or two. Mm-hmm. But you better believe that if we're thinking it, Grayson's thinking it,
Fairdale
but so is Fairdale. Fairdale, though, they got 6 or 5 guys up. It's not like they're necessarily in an onside kick.
Yeah, you're outnumbered to the left.
And I'm sure that Lane Beasley is thinking that. Here we go to start the second half of play. Or maybe they'll just kick it deep. Beasley looks at Brian Jones. Wonder if Jones is going to make a call to see whether to go or not on the onside kick.
There's a number system we have that lets Lane know where to kick it.
And here comes the kick, and he's just going to kick it deep. And it's going to be caught back at the 15-yard line by Fairdale. It is Anderson across that far side. He's to the 20, 25, and he breaks a tackle at the 30, up the far sideline, 35, 30, 40, 45, and he's driven down there at about the 47-yard line. It's pretty much if you onside kicked it.
Kick, yeah.
That's why I think I still would have done it.
Yeah, because it's the same result.
So Fairdale's going to have it to start the third quarter of play. Down 20-8 is Grayson County. They're going to have it on their own 47-yard line. And, Kaylor, this is the drive of the season for Grayson County.
Yeah, and this drive is huge for momentum and how the second half is really going to go. And I'm pretty much going to call this a different game at this point. The first half was its own game. Now you have to win this one.
First down and 10 for Fairdale. They ran the ball really well in the first half. It's another run near side. It's Washington. He's across the 50. Outside the numbers to the 45-40. Breaks a tackle as he runs right over Grayson Chaffins, getting it down to the 36-yard line. That'll be enough to move the chains. First down, Bulldogs, 20-8.
And you give up contain to these athletes that Fairdale has. It's a long day for you. I mean, because athletically we know you can't match up speed for speed with these guys, so you have to win up front and kind of make them bounce around, dance a little bit, and not let them get downhill, and we haven't done that.
First down and 10 for Fairdale. At the Grayson County 36-yard line. Handoff Burks, right side run. He's hit there at the line. Kenton Cornwell comes in to clean it up on the right side, and it'll be maybe a gain of 1 yard down to the 35-yard line.
And that's what you got to keep doing. Get to them before they get that full head of steam going.
Because they get the full head of steam, they're gone.
I mean, you're playing, this is the most athletic team I think you might be playing right now. And when it comes to the quality and the number and the experience of athletes that you have, because Moore had them, they were just very young, inexperienced, not been in that situation. But Fairdale has been, and they've been here. And
Fairdale is 2 years ahead of Moore.
Yeah, this is what potentially Moore could look like. And so this is going to be a good matchup for you in the next few years.
2nd down and 9 coming up here for Fairdale. It's a handoff right side, kind of a slow moving. It was almost a draw, but wasn't a draw. On the run right side was Burks. He dives for a 4-yard gain.
Long developing zone play. That way the running back has a long time to get downhill and see where he wants to go.
And when you've got speed, that's
all you need. Yeah, you get your 1 foot stuck in the ground, get vertical.
It is bringing up 3rd down and 6 for the Bulldogs. Huge play here in this game. If you can get a loss, force this into 4th down and long, you got to be feeling pretty good. In the pistol, rolling to the near side of the field. It's going to be a handoff on the run, getting to the 50-yard line, brought down right there, down to the 30. It's going to bring up 4th down and 3. Great play made by, was it Raymond or Drake?
I think it was kind of a combination. Drake kind of forced him back to the inside. And
1 yard on the run.
So, I mean, they're still in go-for-it territory. So, I mean.
Oh, without question.
But you got to be careful to not sell out for the run here because the last time you did that, you got burned over the top.
Now, their big play receiver is on the sideline now, and Kwame Anderson, who beat you over the top last time.
But don't let that fool you. They've thrown one up to number 4, who's a little
very tall.
Yeah,
as well.
And it looks like they're going to bring Caden in.
It's a pitch, high pitch. Burks run right side, and he's got the 1st down and a lot more. Bouncing outside, 10-5 touchdown Fairdale. Fairdale has scored 2 touchdowns on 4th downs, and Grayson County's season is on the ropes here with 9:15 left in the 3rd quarter.
And that's the bad thing about bringing everybody inside to expect to stop up something that's going to come inside is if you get sealed off and give up the edge, there's nobody out there to make the tackle.
9:15 left in the 3rd quarter of play. Grayson County, the most points they've given up this season is 26. And that's how many they've given up right now, and that's the one game they lost all season long. In that game, they did come back late and just ran out of time. Walker's kick is up, and it is good. 27-8, Fairdale on top. This is Cougar football on K105.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Leitchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, "I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim." Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Leitchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
For the more than 1 million people living with Parkinson's disease, the Parkinson's Foundation celebrates movement at Moving Day. A movement toward life-saving resources. Movement toward advancing research and care. Movement toward a better life. We care. We fight. We move to beat Parkinson's. Move with us at movingdaywalk.org.
Grayson County's season is on the ropes right now as they trail Fairdale 27-8, 9:15 left in the 3rd quarter. Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker with you. The Cougars, this has been one of these games that everything that has gone wrong has pretty much gone wrong.
Okay, yeah. If it could, it did.
I mean, you lose your starting quarterback, Colby Chaffins.
Onside kick.
Onside kick recovered. And now it's a short pooch kick. Caught back over on the far side by Kenton Cornwell for Grayson, or it's Ethan Mudd rather, as he gets to the 35-yard line. Mudd curls around to the near side, now back towards the middle as he gets up to the 42-yard line on the run for Ethan Mudd. With 9:06 left in the 3rd quarter, Grayson County has their most important offensive drive of the season. And in a lot of ways we can say, why is it the most important drive of the season? Because the next drive is one thing, but also you don't score here and
they might be able to put the nail in the coffin.
You got to worry about that. To the 41-yard line. 1st down and 10 for Grayson. Jake Bratcher, I think we've seen some decent things from Jake.
Yeah, and especially, I mean, because of practice, I really haven't seen him take a snap with the first team in over a month. So, I mean, for him to come out and look as sharp as he has, now, has he made mistakes? Yes, he's the first start in the playoffs, round 2 against a really good team. Yeah, he's going to make mistakes. He's young.
Bratcher,
I think
he steps up in the pocket, now rolls out to the far side. He breaks away from one man, trying to get it away, and he just falls down. He's going to be dropped for a huge loss back to the 23-yard line. It's an 18-yard loss. And Cameron Ross is a little taunting towards the Grayson County sideline.
And, I mean, I'm okay with it. I mean, he just came back, gave Kenton a high five. So, I mean.
It's a loss of 17.
And I think you have the ability to taunt as long as you're not directing it towards a certain player. Now, if you're kind of just up celebrating, I really don't mind that. But
and also, you're up 27-8.
You have a right. And I've always believed if you are playing good, you should be allowed to act like it.
8:20 left in this third quarter of play. Trips to the left side, one here to the near side. Bratcher rolls out to the far side of the field, steps up, avoids the rush, and he's sacked. Ross comes in from around the edge and drops Bratcher along with Blinko. And that is a huge loss, and now Jake Bratcher is down after the play. And now your backup quarterback is hurt, Kaler. And now,
yeah,
now,
we don't have a third string.
You got any throws in you?
I do, but it's not legal.
And so now I guess you are looking at, and Sawyer Drake slams his helmet on the ground in frustration for Grayson County as Jake Bratcher, the backup quarterback for Grayson County, is down on the play being attended to by trainer Scott Ballman. This Grayson County team has had a historic season, and this has not been their night in a lot of different ways. I mean, it's a loss back on that play, back to the, looks like to the 19-yard line. This is going to bring up third down and 37, according to the scoreboard. Let's try to see if we can't find a score or two from around the region as we look around some of the scores to bring you. McCracken County at the half leads Henderson County 35-7. That's a little bit of a surprising score to me. Cooper leads Scott County 35-14 late in the third quarter of that game. That's another one of the top games in the state between two top 5 teams in 5A. Mayo leads Fern Creek 34-14 late in the fourth quarter of that ball game. Central Hardin 29-0. They lead Davis County tonight. And Ludlow in Northern Kentucky leads Newport 28-6. Jake Bratcher is walking off under his own power. What do you think of Ludlow's turf there, Kaler? You a fan or not?
No, I got it confused for a track the first time I looked at it.
It is, if you've never looked it up, give it a Google after the show. Ludlow High School in Northern Kentucky, it is red. And it is red.
Yeah.
Very red turf.
Well, I mean, we got Noah Bullock down there. I'm sure he's got something left in it.
You're closer to eligibility than he is, though.
Oh, that's true. Well, I was just telling him I waited to take my COVID year till now.
Yeah. Kenton Cornwell is delivering the play into the huddle this time. Be interesting to see what Grayson County does.
Man, I think you're...
I'll tell you what, is Hanshaw out there? I don't believe Caden's out there either. He had that play right before the half that he was hit hard.
Man, yeah, I see him,
you see him on the sideline. Running back to the right, it's a direct snap to Van Meter. He's going to throw over the middle, and it is incomplete, almost intercepted by 2 Fairdale players. He had Chaffins sprinting up the seam.
Grayson never got his head turned.
And Van Meter underthrew it a little bit anyways. But
he's got to, that would have to be close to a 40-yard throw.
That's tough for you to make.
Yeah, and that's tough as a quarterback rolling out, having to reset your feet. And that's Jaron rolling to his weak side because he's a lefty.
Lane Beasley back to punt. 7:43 to go here in this third quarter of play. Grayson County has lost both their starting and their backup quarterback to injury. And looks like they're starting running back their 1,000-yard rusher. Beasley stands back at his own 5-yard line to punt away. Anderson stands back at the 45.
That's not
and
running.
It is shanked over to the far side. Beasley hit the deck afterwards.
It was most definitely a flop, but I respect it. He got hit, and he flopped.
The officials will fall for that at sometimes, and that ball will go out at the 23-yard line. It is an 8-yard punt for Lane Beasley.
If anything was going to get called, it would have been running, not roughing.
Which is just a 5-yard.
Yeah.
Fairdale's going to have it. 7:38 to go in the third quarter. They lead 27-8 against Grayson County. Officially, the ball is placed on the 23-yard. Actually, it's only a 4-yard punt, rather. this is tough here for this Grayson County team. It's had such a great season for it to end with just horrible luck.
Yeah, and it's football. It does not care about how hard you work. It doesn't care how good of a season you have. At times, it will just do this to you.
Hanshaw is in the game at corner, and it's a run on the right side by Washington as he runs up that far sideline and getting down to about the 17-yard line on the run. That's about 6 yards on the run for Leitchfield, Washington.
And that's another thing about winning games like this is winning isn't fair either. You could be the harder working team, do everything right, and do everything better than them, and you can still lose. And that's a prime example of this situation right here.
And by no means are we saying that Fairdale hasn't deserved to win this game. They're playing great on offense.
They're playing exceptional football.
They're dominating up front. They're running the ball really hard, and they made good plays on defense. On the run. Right side, nice stop at the line of scrimmage. Raymond was the first man to make contact, diving up near the first down marker. It's all going to depend on the spot. I believe it's 1 yard short, though.
And, I mean, just based on how these running backs for Fairdale ran, they just look like they are steam on wheels almost, steam-powered engines where they get hit and they just keep trying to go and go and go and carry us for a few yards. And the difference between this and the backs we have is these guys are a lot more athletic. But they can do the same thing that backs do that we struggle against.
3rd down and 1 for Grayson County, or for Fairdale, rather. From the Grayson County 14-yard line, a running back on each side of the quarterback, Mason. It'll be given to Burks. Left side run. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, and he's not going to get it. He should be a yard short, and that'll bring up 4th down and 1.
Because he lost his forward progress when he broke the tackle.
Because he went backward about a half a yard. He might have had it.
He might have honestly just reached the ball out when he was getting tackled and probably could have had it.
In fact, actually might have lost half a yard on the play.
He ran back tried to make something bigger.
4th down and 2. Fairdale, their last 2 touchdowns have come on 4th down.
Well, if you're
the
a
difference
defense,
in the game.
You really do not want it to become a three-peat.
Bring up 4th down and 2. 5:25 left in the 3rd quarter of play. It is 27-8. Fairdale on top, trying to add some more points to the board here. It is a handoff. Washington right side. He's got the 1st down and more as he dives inside the 10-yard line down to about the 8. And you can move the chains. Washington was going to be Seneca's running back, as he was Seneca's running back last year and transferred.
I mean, that's not bad defense. It's just an athlete making a cut and getting inside of a hole for a couple yards.
It's down to the 8-yard line. It'll bring up 1st down and goal for the Bulldogs. Under center goes the quarterback, Mason. It's a handoff up the middle to Washington. And he's going to carry it down to about the 6-yard line, give him 2 yards on the run. And obviously Fairdale is in absolutely no rush. You're up 19 points, 4.5 to play. Grayson County might be on their 3rd-string quarterback, which is a wide receiver who doesn't take snaps ever at quarterback.
But I didn't see Jake on the trainer's table.
I didn't either. I'm looking for him right now as there's another quick snap. Ball came out, picked up by the quarterback, Mason, and he dives inside the 5-yard line, carries the pile, and the whistle's blown as he's down at about the 2. And if you want to know how this game's gone for Grayson, there you go. Yeah. Fumbled snap goes right back to the quarterback, and he runs it for a pickup of 4 yards.
I see Scott just over there by himself, so him not working on Jake could be a good sign that it could just been a stinger.
Or it's a really bad sign, meaning that he's done and there's no point in me working on you right now. I'll see you in the morning kind of thing. I don't see Jake on the sideline.
Yeah, that's where I'm confused.
Because is he in on defense potentially? He
is sometimes.
3rd down and goal for Fairdale on the run. Right side, touchdown Bulldogs. As we'll try to see who that number was. I believe it was Ledrick Washington on the run for Washington, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the game. It is a 2-yard variety this time. And it is now 33-8, pending an extra point. The extra point coming from the kicker, Dylan Walker. Low snap.
Ooh,
The kick is up, and it is good. He put it through. 34-8, 3:34 to go here in the third quarter. This is Cougar football on K105.
For the more than 1 million people living with Parkinson's disease, the Parkinson's Foundation celebrates movement at Moving Day. A movement toward life-saving resources. Movement toward advancing research and care. Movement toward a better life. We care. We fight. We move to beat Parkinson's. Move with us at movingdaywalk.org.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ashley Gabbard, internal medicine physician with Owensboro Health. I'd like to talk with women 40 and over about having annual mammograms, even if there is no history of breast cancer in your family. Early detection provides women a strong advantage in fighting breast cancer. Ask your primary care provider for a referral and schedule your screening online at owensborohealth.org/mammogram.
Grayson County trails 34-8 against the Fairdale Bulldogs here in the second round of the Class 5A playoffs. Fairdale will kick away after Ledrick Washington's third rushing touchdown of the game. It is a line drive kick that goes all the way through past Jet Hawkins, and it's picked up by Hanshaw back at his own 8-yard line. Hanshaw right up the near side of the field, curls back, ball comes out. It's a loose ball, and it looks like Fairdale has it. And they do.
Yep, and that summarizes tonight.
Fairdale gets it. That is almost the third special teams turnover for Grayson County in this game. They had technically an onside kick, in my eyes, as a turnover.
Yeah, it is.
And then almost fumbled it on the next kickoff as well. And maybe did. So Fairdale is going to have it, 3:27 to go after Hanshaw fumbles on the kickoff return. And it goes from bad to worse.
Yeah, and it can't. Well, the good thing is it can't really get much worse.
Grayson County now is, I guess you would be looking at Fairdale could score and go for two and be in a running clock situation.
How many would they need? Was it still 36?
Run,
nice
it is 36.
Hit.
Nice hit around the edge as Washington on the give. As coming in to make the tackle there was Weston Green, one of the first men to make contact.
There's still 2 possessions out from a running clock.
Are they?
Yeah, we're down by 26.
I guess you are right. I can't do math. Math's hard. Second down and 10 coming up after this play. For Fairdale, they get to look ahead at potential matchup next week. They'll be on the road no matter what, as we'll try to find some score updates that would matter the most. So kept on the run here by Mason as he comes down to the near side, being chased by a Cougar as he's inside the 10, 5, dives towards the goal line, and he's in. Touchdown. Jarrell Mason, a 20-yard touchdown run for Fairdale, and they now lead this game by a score of 40-8.
And I was waiting for him to keep it one time. He's got that look over and over where he was thinking about it, and he finally did, and he made it count.
2:35 left here in the third quarter. This will be a tough end to what has been a phenomenal season for Grayson County. As here comes the kick. It is a high kick straight up into the air, and it is good. Ends up putting it through. It was like a little pop fly.
Yeah, but,
there.
same result.
It does. It ends up 41-8 is the Fairdale lead here with 2 minutes and 35 seconds to go here in this football game. And this Grayson County team, they lose some really good players on both sides of the ball. But they return some good players as well. Hopefully we'll return Colby Chaffins, as your starting quarterback. Caden Hanshaw, your district player of the year. Grayson Chaffins, you're one of your leading wide receivers.
Jake Bratcher's a very underrated defensive player.
Ethan Mudd, he can be a guy that I wouldn't shock me if he's a slot receiver next year. In some ways, trying to get him the ball.
I would see us maybe using him similar to Jaron, just a little less receiving, kind of a fullback type guy.
Now, the big question for Grayson County is going to be the lines next year.
Yes, you lose everything.
Except Winston Woosley and Hoobery.
Yep.
But other than that,
everybody's new.
And that's going to be your question next year.
The line's the anchor of everything. So, I mean, it doesn't matter how good your skill players are. If they don't have anywhere to run, they're useless.
And the kick is going to be kicked deep, and it is going to be Mason Carroll back deep, and it dies at the 2-yard line. Mason Carroll's going to have to return it, and he's going to be dropped at the 10. 2:30 to go here in the third quarter. Fairdale well in control of this game. Grayson County trots out for their second offensive possession of the third quarter. Jake Bratcher left the game with an injury, but he appears to be back in there at the starting quarterback position. And it's big for him.
Yeah. I mean, and he knows this game's lost. But, I mean, this is really good experience against a really good team because he's only been seeing JV defenses all year.
And there's a big difference.
This is I wouldn't say championship caliber defense, but quarterfinalist, semifinalist defense that you're getting ready to go against. And if you can perform well against them, it only gives you a bigger boost of confidence going into the next few years.
First down and 10 for Grayson. Ball placed on the 10-yard line. On the run up the middle is Ethan Mudd as he goes up across that left side, carries it to about the 15 or 16-yard line, about a 5 or a 6-yard pickup. Nice run there by Ethan Mudd. He's been a guy that, in a way, I have been surprised that we haven't seen more of this year out of the running back position, but a lot of that credit goes to Caden Henshaw.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you take him off the field?
I mean, because he's even when he doesn't get the ball, he's such a useful decoy that it's almost all bad when you take him off the field, no benefit.
Third down and 4. On the run left side, Mudd, and he's going to get maybe a gain of 1 as he carries it maybe to the 17-yard line. Winston Woosley, left with an injury, is coming back out onto the field. That's a good enough sign right here. About 90 seconds and counting left here in this third quarter of play. 41-8, Fairdale well in control of this game.
I wouldn't be surprised if we say a play-action shot.
Why not? Why not? What do you got to lose?
And nothing, I mean, because they're going to expect you to run it.
You got Mason Carroll one-on-one down here on the near side. He's your senior. Let him go make a move.
You have Grayson one-on-one up top.
They're loading the box and bringing the blitz. Ross on the run. It's a run up the middle as Ross came on the blitz, and looks like Grayson got enough on the run for a first down. Maybe. Was it kept by Bratcher?
It had to be because he didn't have time to hand it off.
And it is. Move the chains. First down, Grayson County. That might have been one that he saw the blitz coming and said, I'm just going to take this myself.
And, I mean, that's a heads-up play. Knowing if you turn around, get your back turned to that guy, try to hand it off, he's going to kill you. But way to be smart, go the opposite direction he blitzed. Get the first down.
First down and 10. Placed from the 20-yard line. Mudd on the give, spins to the line of scrimmage, and a nice tackle made there on the defensive line. That's one of the most impressive parts about this defensive line for Fairdale is they're not necessarily big. They're good.
They're just good and technically sound. Very well coached.
Kennedy on the tackle.
They are very lanky, though, if you've noticed. Very lanky, tall, athletic.
And Grayson hasn't played a team like that all year.
And we're used to playing bigger, smaller guys. And what they're doing is they're using their lankiness and athleticism to their advantage. And as a D lineman, what you can do with that long wingspan is you get an offensive lineman kind of linked out, and you can kind of set the edge much easier.
Grayson County trails 41-8 at the end of the third quarter. This is Cougar football on K105.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Leitchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim. Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ashley Gabbard, internal medicine physician with Owensboro Health. I'd like to talk with women 40 and over about having annual mammograms, even if there is no history of breast cancer in your family. Early detection provides women a strong advantage in fighting breast cancer. Ask your primary care provider for a referral and schedule your screening online at owensborohealth.org/mammogram.
Grayson County trails 41-8 at the start of the fourth quarter of play here in this second round of the Class 5A playoffs. And Kayla, I know I can say this and by no disrespect to some of the former Cougar football teams, but I'm not sure I've ever been more proud of a team than this year's team.
No.
And that's by no disrespect to some of the teams that have come through, because, I mean, 2018, that team, deserved a lot, but this team is special.
Yeah, and what they did is something that doesn't happen here often, much is the difference. You've had your 8-win teams, but they fell short when it came to the district, couldn't get out of the first round of the playoffs, but this team did, and that's something that they should be proud of, even no matter the result of this game.
Because, you will look at this game with an asterisk, because, now – would Colby have made a
33-point difference, yeah.
We don't know. We never know what the game might have happened. Grayson County has it second down and 10.
Fumbled snap.
Ball's out. Fairdale says they have it, but I believe that's the good old Bratcher's got it.
Yeah.
They just say, yeah, we got it. It's ours. Even though that no one really saw it. But I know I'm extremely proud of this group, and I know I can speak for a lot of people in doing that. And I know as somebody writes in here on Facebook and says, still the district champs.
Yeah,
no one can take that away from you.
No, there's a lot of district champs that are going to lose in the playoffs. Just there's only one that doesn't.
Yeah, 6 teams end their season on a win. 6. In 6 classes, only 1 in 5A. Fairdale showing blitz, and that'll be an offsides. There's one thing for Fairdale. That's one thing that will stand out. Like, if you're going back and watching Lewis Dover, the head coach, you have to clean that up, because Fairdale – you're looking right now that if the results of games hold, I've not seen an Atherton score come through. Presumably, they are beating Butler. I don't know the score of that game. I haven't seen one come through, but you would presume that would be the case. If those results hold and Owensboro is still beating South Warren 32-16, then you're looking at Fairdale heading to Bowling Green and Owensboro heading to Atherton next week in the playoffs.
And Bowling Green's not a place you want to make many mistakes.
No. Run Mud, right side. He hits the 30-yard line, and that's where he's wrapped up, but enough to move the chains for a first down, Cougars, as he gets it up to the 33-yard line. Nice run there by Ethan Mudd of 8 yards. First down and 10 from the 33. About 10.5 to go in the game. And this team, like I said, they got a lot to be proud of.
Yes, they do.
And I hope and I know this tonight, they're not going to realize that, but I hope as the coming days go on, they realize that. Another run for Mudd. He hits the 40. Big hole coming for him as he runs up near the 50-yard line. Ethan Mudd, you call him Thunder for a reason, Kaler, as he had a big hole and took advantage of it for 19 yards.
Didn't really have to use much of it that time. He got to show off why he wants to be called Lightning sometimes, but
yeah.
And shout out to the guys up front blocking that well.
First down and 10 for Grayson, moving into positive territory. Louisville Trinity did defeat St. X earlier today. I didn't see a final score of that, but Handoff Mudd, right side to the 45, and he's wrapped up there, and a penalty flag comes in from the back judge. Not sure what this might be.
You typically won't see a hold from the back
judge. Maybe a face mask?
Yeah, he signaled it.
Face mask. Tell you what, one thing, other than the offsides, we haven't had many penalties in this game.
It's been relatively clean.
That's good.
And as you get deeper in the playoffs, you'll see more of that because you're they're disciplined teams going at it instead of less sloppier teams, and so you're going to see less penalties as you go deeper and deeper into the playoffs.
Bowling Green leads Graves County 51-3 in the fourth quarter.
Wow.
Here's the score for you, Kaler. In the fourth quarter of play, Bardstown leads Logan County 44-42.
Shootout.
That's an understatement. Ball moves down to the 35-yard line. Mudd on the give as he hits the 30-yard line and wrapped up low on the play. As Mudd gets it down to about the 27-yard line. Central Hardin-Well on top of Davis County 29-0. Hart County leads Glasgow 21-14 at the end of the third quarter as well.
It's a good game.
It is. One that I expected. I was a little disappointed that we didn't see Hart County, McLean County, just because I think that the trainers would have gotten paid extra as far as getting those ice paths ready, because that's just pure physicality. Second and short for Grayson County. Offset I formation. It's a ball comes out. It's picked up by Mudd on the bounce as it was trying to hand off to Van Meter, and I don't think Van Meter was ready for it.
And so in that, it looked like tout. So the mesh point is different with every quarterback. Jaron's used to that ball, and Colby and Jaron have ran that so many times they have the mesh point figured out. Jake has never done that. So, I mean, that mesh point is so different for both of them that those are bound to happen every now and then.
8.5 left in the game. 41-8. Fairdale leads Grayson County. Sticking with the eye. Fairdale is loading up the line. It's a run for Mudd. He's hit at the line of scrimmage and flung down at the 25. About a 2-yard run there for Ethan Mudd. And that's right at the first down marker.
And they're going to move it.
And move the chains. And you know what, as I say, it's 41-8. What's
the matter?
Yeah. Fairdale's on their way to more than likely headed to Bowling Green. Now, if South Warren would come back to win, they would head to South Warren unless Butler would beat
Atherton.
In that case, then you go to Bowling Green, which is it that much of a difference?
Yeah.
I mean, it's down to the 22-yard line. I mean, that's pretty much. Would you like to, be punched in the face or punched in the mouth, kind of thing? It's
yeah, I mean,
sure,
basically
in the
same
nose
thing.
or the mouth. It's like it's gonna hurt equally.
I'm sure they'd rather play Bowling Green than somebody they haven't played this year.
Well, Fairdale, I don't think that's played South Warren. Moore played South Warren.
I was talking about Atherton.
Atherton. Oh,
yeah.
Well, I was talking about. Fairdale would be playing one of those two teams. I guess Atherton would have the opportunity. I mean, really, it doesn't matter for any team in the state. Would you rather play Bowling Green or South Warren? They're both. You're in for a tough game. Run again, Mudd.
Nice
he runs to the 20-yard line to the 15. Tries to hurdle a man, and he's brought down at about the 12-yard line for Ethan Mudd. That'll be enough to move the chains for a first down, Grayson County.
And I was really proud of that run. I mean, because we saw a lot of patience and with that developing run. I mean, because that run took a couple seconds to set up with the fullback getting out in front to be the lead blocker, and Ethan did a really good job letting him get the kick out and then cutting back underneath.
First down and 10 for Grayson County from the 12-yard line.
I don't know why the clock stopped. Shouldn't be.
He went out of bounds.
Oh, he did?
Yes.
Okay.
Bratcher under center. They're just sticking with the eye here, and again, Mudd on the run. Inside the 10, down at the 5-yard line. Nice tackle made down on the near side of the field. Brought down on the play there by Smith. It's a pickup of 7 yards. Smith did exactly what you do for running back like Ethan Mudd. Go low.
Go low, I mean, because they can't run without those legs.
Not usually. It's usually pretty tough to do that.
If you go against a really good one, they can.
Yeah, like I think, Q-Darius probably could have run without his legs.
Well, Q, you would have hit his legs and you would have ended up with a concussion.
It'd have been the same thing as running into his shoulders.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know where to tackle the guy.
Second and short for Grayson County. Mudd bounces it inside the 5. Touchdown, Grayson County. Ethan Mudd takes it from 5 yards out. And Grayson County has brought it to a 41-14 game. And Lane Beasley on to attempt the extra point. Some good running there by Ethan Mudd.
Yeah, and I think he shows how underrated he really got used this year. I mean, because...
But again, and that's not us.
No.
Like, it's more of just Caden. It's hard to take him off the field. Good snap. Good hold.
Shows how for the next few years you're going to have 2 really good backs that can hurt you.
Grayson County has the extra point. Good. It's 41-15, 6:31 to go. Cougar football on K105.
Look around your home, and there's probably something that was made right here in Leitchfield. Leggett & Platt is a worldwide corporation making a wide range of products, including sofa sleeper and reclining hardware assemblies here at home. A portion of your Ashley, Lazy Boy, or England furniture might have been made by one of your neighbors. Join the Leggett & Platt team today. We're a one-shift operation with competitive wages. Our motto is, we work hard so you can rest easy. Leggett & Platt is an equal opportunity, affirmative action, veteran, and disability employer.
Connection builds community. It grows the minds of future citizens and leaders. Connection teaches. It encourages. It builds confidence. Through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connection says together, we can.
The one thing I know about Grayson County Schools, when you get the right people going in the right direction, anything's possible.
We are GC Connected.
Grayson County trails 41-15, 6.5 to go here in the football game. That was a 15-play drive for Grayson County, 15-play, 90-yard drive.
And no matter what the score is, that's always a good thing to have.
They just didn't have enough of them tonight.
No.
Those were the drives they needed to beat this team, and they just didn't happen. Lane Beasley kicks it deep. It's caught back and bobbled and dropped by Washington. He's going to end up picking it up at about his own 8-yard line. He takes it over to the far side of the field and gets it up to the 15, breaks a tackle, just goes up to the 20. I tell you what, Washington is a great athlete. He's shifty. Fairdale's going to have it. Be interesting to see if they go with some younger players out there as well, because they know that they're headed next week, barring the greatest comeback in state history.
Yeah.
You're
going to need everybody you can get next week.
Yes, because it doesn't matter if you're playing Bowling Green or South Warren,
They're
or
gonna
I
be
guess
good.
there theoretically is
There's
the
a
potential.
chance you get Owensboro, I think.
There is a chance that they could get Owensboro. There was a chance technically they could have gone to Graves as well, but if Graves comes
Pulls
back
off
50
a 50-point miracle, yeah.
at Bowling Green, then their coach just put him in the hall. Or maybe Mike Vrabel, he can take Mike Vrabel's spot down there. I know the Titans fans aren't necessarily the biggest fan.
I like him. I don't know why people want to get rid of him. I mean, he took us from the dumpster fire of the AFC South to playoff contenders every year.
There are fans that want to get rid of Zach Taylor, too, and I'm like, the man was one play away from winning a Super Bowl on the run-up left side. Still not ready to talk about it, Taylor, though. Not ready to talk about it.
That's okay. Titans fans got 1 yard away.
Bengals were pretty darn close to that because they were 1 second away because Jamar Chase wide open. Okay, not ready. Not ready. Not ready.
Aaron Donald, stars make stars.
Not ready. Not ready. I'm going to turn your mic off if we keep up with this.
Hey, that was...
You're going to make me start crying up here. I'm already sad that the season's coming to an end, and now you're throwing daggers in me. Can you believe this, Trey Cook?
At least you get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that is true. Well, listen, for my
at least
entire
you're champions
life,
of the AFC.
We were.
Came into our house, beat us.
Yeah, I wasn't going to mention that.
No, I'll mention it because it was embarrassing.
Here comes the play for Fairdale on the run left side. Hitting the hole is Washington. He's still in the game as he carries it up. Pick up about 12 yards as he gets up to about the 32-yard line.
That was late.
Flag comes in. The chains were about to start moving because it was a late penalty.
It's going to be after the play. But I think it's on Fairdale because I saw one of our players get pushed back into the turf.
It is personal foul called against the Bulldogs. I'm sure if you're Lewis Dover, too, you're saying, guys,
why?
You're up 41-15.
Yeah.
And the last thing you want to is
get ejected.
Yeah, and then you're not playing next week.
First half. Or is it one
No,
game
it's
in the first half?
no, it's 2 games.
2 games? Whoa. So
I'm
you're
pretty sure it's a
yeah.
suspension for an
So, I mean,
ejection.
that could potentially be your season.
I mean, that would mean you'd come back in the state championship.
Mhm.
And if, I mean, in no disrespect to Fairdale, I would, I mean.
They have the talent to do it. They're just going to have to play perfect football next week.
And they're going to have to go through their path would probably be going through Bowling Green or South Warren, and then or Owensboro, and then Highlands.
Yeah.
And listen, they could do it. I've seen crazier things. They're a really solid football team with great athletes on the run left side. They've dealt with some injuries, too, and had some inconsistency. And there comes another penalty. This one might be on Grayson, though. Fairdale's pointing towards the Cougars.
Well, where it was thrown doesn't make sense for it to be on us.
Unless it's a face mask or something, but
yeah,
maybe a hold.
It wouldn't.
And I think I just saw for Fairdale, Jesse Taylor III kind of put both hands out and say, like, calm down. Like,
so it is a personal foul against us.
It is a personal foul against Grayson. I didn't see what happened, so it's going to turn out to be exactly where we were. 5:05 to go in the game. It's 41-15. Grayson County trails Fairdale.
I've never been one to understand those. I mean, the play's over. I get you're frustrated, but I've always believed, honestly, in the future, I will probably take kids out when they do stuff like that, because if you're going to do stuff like that after the play, you're going to make mistakes during the play.
So get it to the 31-yard line. So it actually ends up being only a 14-yard penalty. Don't tell anyone.
Never seen a 14-yard personal foul.
Nope. Either that or I wrote down wrong in the last time, and I'm usually pretty good about that. Run up the middle. Nice tackle. Sawyer Drake wraps up the running back, and I believe that is a new running back into the game as well. I believe it's Elijah Rogers. Either that or I'm going crazy.
It'd be smart to have new people coming in. Last thing you've seen, a traumatic injury already. You really don't want one happening to your sideline.
I think it was actually Elijah Faulkner. Faulkner is the junior fullback, and I agree. Yeah, I mean you've won this game.
Don't lose a player.
No. It was just like last week, Grayson County playing Iroquois.
I think like coming out of the half, we had people in street clothes. So I mean,
you got to do that. Like, it's just not worth pushing it. And it's another run over to that far side of the field. Bring up third down and long. That will be a pickup of, well, maybe a loss of one, actually, back to the 30-yard line. That'll bring up third down and 10 or 11 here coming up. I do want to make sure as we're wrapping up, too, to give a huge shout-out to our K105 crew, too. They, all season long, they've been doing great work. Abby Howlett, one of your main camera operators up top. Eli Smith bringing you on-field action. Even Trey Cook, our director. And then we also do have to give a shout-out, too, to Chase Blaine. He came in and he filled in.
For more.
The more game. Well, just not for M-O-O-R-E. I don't think he wanted more.
Yeah.
It's a run up the middle, diving forward. That's Elijah Rogers, and he carries it to the 34-yard line. That'll bring up fourth down and long, and I assume if you're Fairdale, you're punting here with 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, I mean, if there's no point.
I think going for it is almost where you run into we're running it up a little bit.
Which, I mean, I don't have a problem as a coach, because if you run it up on us, that means we did not play well, because that means JV players were still beating us. So.
And I'm not against it either.
Like, I'm not going to run up the score on people, but I'm going to let my JV play.
I know one school you would.
Oh, I'd do it with my JV team just to be more embarrassing.
To a school that might rhyme with Utler, and their mascot is something that lives in a cave and hibernates. I'm not naming any names. Here comes the punt. Fair catch caught by Van Meter back at the 41-yard line. And Van Meter's going to catch it back at the 41-yard line of his own.
And I think if you can get one last scoring drive here for the season, that's kind of going out with some dignity, pride.
And you know what? If I'm Brian Jones, too, I'm letting him air it out.
Yeah, why not?
You're not winning this game. Why not? Bratcher to pass. Steps up in the pocket. Floats it far side. It's caught. Mason Carroll's got it. First down, Grayson County.
I mean, that's a good read. I mean, you had the crosser and something else over there, but didn't look like anything else was going to develop, so he took the stop route at about 12 yards.
Be enough to move the chains about 11 yards. First down, Grayson County. About 2 minutes in counting. And, Caleb, we also got to give you a shout-out for helping us out this year and joining us in the booth. It's been fun as always. This year we were 10-0 in the booth together. We brought in that Roger Lush guy one game and they lose.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, I think this next year will probably be the last.
Yeah, because I think somebody's going to steal you.
Yeah.
First down and 10. Rolling out to the near side is Bratcher. He dumps it off to Van Meter. It's caught at the 45-yard line. Van Meter gets out of bounds. An awkward tackle out. He's down to about the 41-yard line. You'll do a good job down there on the sideline, or maybe you'll be up top.
I haven't really decided where I want to be yet. I've already been up top. I've done that before.
Well, you're used to because you're pretty much up top right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you see different things.
Yeah, you can see different things from being on the field up here.
About 90 seconds left here in this game. Grayson County trails 41-15 against Fairdale. Again, the Cougars lost starting quarterback Colby Chaffins, and Jake Bratcher is into the game in miscommunication as he threw it over the far side to Van Meter, and it falls incomplete.
You could tell where that inexperience kind of got him a little there. He got happy feet in the backfield. Kind of wanted that ball out quicker than it needed to be because the wheel route hadn't fully developed, so he kind of just threw it too early. But something I am glad that I'm seeing is he's taking what the defense is giving him. He's not tried to force things, which you will typically see with quarterbacks with big arms, as they try to make the big throw every time, and he's not. He's making the right throw.
Which is exactly what you see as a backup quarterback, because you never know when your number will be called.
I mean, I can tell you Hunter Felty, my senior year, he didn't expect to get in ever.
Direct run for Bratcher. He runs right behind his right tackle, Matthew Phillips, and he's got enough to move the chains. First down, Grayson County, about a 4 or 5 yard pickup. 41-15 is the score. Fairdale leads. This Grayson County team's going to finish 10-2, second most wins in a season in program history. They, have their longest win streak in program history. The best defensive stretch in program history. I mean, it just I could keep on going and going and going and going. And it just keeps on adding to why this team has a whole heck of a lot to be proud of. Bratcher steps up in the pocket, floats it over the middle, looking for Van Meter, and Van Meter pulls it in inside the 10-yard line. Or, yes, they are going to say Van Meter got it. What a ball by Jake Bratcher, letting Van Meter go up and grab it.
That's how you trust a receiver. And
that's Jaron Van Meter football right there.
This is more likely my last drive. I'm going to be aggressive, go out with one last hurrah, and that's a heck of a way to end a career.
29 yards on the completion from Jake Bratcher. And, talk about Jaron Van Meter, too. What a football player.
Yeah.
He's a guy that you can't replicate, and you can't fill his shoes next year. Bratcher throws near side, and Van Meter can't catch it, and that's probably a good sign because he got absolutely annihilated on the play by Sean Watson.
I thought he got a little away with a little bit of helmet to helmet.
I agree. And Van Meter is holding his head, and he throws his helmet off, and Van Meter is now down. I think that was targeting, if you're going to call it.
I saw the crown of the helmet from up here.
And I'm sure the official.
And I'm sure that was not intentional at all. No. That's football. It happens.
It's very rare that a player intentionally targets. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that it's not a penalty.
Very rarely do you see it, but some people do, but not in this case. But as with two officials right there, I think you have to call it. I know it's 50 seconds left, but still, this is about the safety of the kids out there. And you've already seen a traumatic injury due to the head and neck area, and you just kind of let another one go unpunished. That's how those injuries happen.
On the run, Mudd stutter steps at the 5-yard line, and that's exactly where he's going to be dropped, down to about the 6. 2-yard pickup on the run. Got about 30 seconds left in this game. Grayson County will finish their regular season with a 10-2 record. These seniors have a whole heck of a lot to be proud of.
Yep, and you got 2 plays here.
And you got some timeouts. See if they try to throw some more points up on the board. It's a pitch, Mudd, near side. He's inside the 5. He's only going to need 1 play. Touchdown, Grayson County with 8.3 seconds to play. It is a 6-yard touchdown run by Ethan Mudd, his second of the game. And the fans that have stayed give a good cheer to this team. Your final score, Lane Beasley will put it in here. He's got this too. I'm excited to see Lane Beasley too, because I know he's been taking some clinics and taking some lessons, and raw kicking had been good.
Yes.
Let's see him with some lessons. I'm excited to see good old Lane in the future. Bratcher will hold. Good snap. It is a line drive kick that is through the uprights. 41-22, about 8 seconds to go in the game. This is Cougar football on K105.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ashley Gabbard, internal medicine physician with Owensboro Health. I'd like to talk with women 40 and over about having annual mammograms, even if there is no history of breast cancer in your family. Early detection provides women a strong advantage in fighting breast cancer. Ask your primary care provider for a referral and schedule your screening online at owensborohealth.org/mammogram.
Got about 8 seconds left in the game. 41-22. Grayson County trails Fairdale. Cougars going to finish the season with a 10-2 record. Second most wins and longest win streak in program history. These guys have got a whole heck of a lot to be proud of.
Yeah, they do.
And these fans, rightfully so, are cheering. And I know that the conversation we'll have with Coach Jones in the fifth quarter show is never an easy one.
No.
But he's always very gracious with his time. All season, too. Right up the middle, Beasley on the kick. It's caught back and falling down, and yep, the knee did come down on the catch there from Mason. Maurice Mason, and Fairdale's going to come out. And you got to imagine that
you drop the knee and get out
throw
of here.
down the knee and get out of here. This is, at least that's what I would do. And I am about as aggressive as a coach as it possibly would come through. You're not doing your fake knee here.
No, there's only one team I'd consider it against, but it's for another day.
Is that does their mascot live in a cave?
He hibernates there every once in a while.
Is Yogi a famous cartoon one?
I wouldn't do that to Yogi.
Or Pooh?
Pooh's innocent. I wouldn't.
Or the one that lives in a big blue house?
More the one off the Revenant.
Or what about the cocaine one?
Yeah.
There goes the knee down. Grayson County finishes this season an incredibly impressive 10-2 record, but they lose to Fairdale by a final score of 41-22. We'll come back, jump into the fifth quarter show after this. Again, your final score tonight: Grayson County falls to Fairdale 41-22. This is Cougar football on K105.
Connection builds community. It grows the minds of future citizens and leaders. Connection teaches. It encourages. It builds confidence. Through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connection says together, we can.
The one thing I know about Grayson County Schools, when you get the right people going in the right direction, anything's possible.
We are GC Connected.
No matter what you're up against, we have your back.
We are United Way.
We are neighbors, helping neighbors.
In communities around the world, when disaster strikes,
We get you back on your feet.
We help children build brighter futures.
We've been here for over 135 years.
but now our work is more important than ever.
Join us.
Join your neighbors.
Join United Way.
Governor has declared a state of emergency, and evacuation is now underway as the storm approaches. The National Weather Service has issued a warning as it monitors this storm. Those in the following counties, therefore, should seek.
Convoy of Hope is ready to help you prepare for the next storm. Visit convoy.org/prepare.
The doctor said I had a 29% chance to find a blood stem cell donor. But I knew you were out there. And when we matched, it was the best day ever. Dear donor, your blood stem cells saved me from leukemia. Thank you forever and ever and ever.
Experience the true joy of saving a life at BeTheMatch.org.
Some days are just better than others.
I think you should go talk to someone.
It's not that easy.
Have you been thinking about suicide? You can talk to me, Dad.
It's been a tough couple of months.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
When I found out my son was addicted to opiates, I didn't know where to turn. Now I know there's help, and you can call, whether you're a family member, a sibling, or the person with the addiction. And the number is 1-833-8-KY-HELP. Call for the resources. They're going to help you with compassion and care and the knowledge of what's available to get you the help you need.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ashley Gabbard, internal medicine physician with Owensboro Health. I'd like to talk with women 40 and over about having annual mammograms, even if there is no history of breast cancer in your family. Early detection provides women a strong advantage in fighting breast cancer. Ask your primary care provider for a referral and schedule your screening online at owensborohealth.org/mammogram.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Grayson County Cougars fall tonight in the second round of the Class 5A playoffs to Fairdale by a final score of 41-22. Sam and Kayla are now joining you here in the booth, and Kayla, this is tough.
Mm-hmm.
There's no other way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been a part of that whole what's going on down there, and especially for those seniors, it sucks. It's probably the worst feeling you have up until that point in your life, and for the underclassmen, you hate seeing those guys go, and you know you can't relate to it near as much, but you still hate that the season ended like that for them, especially with how unlucky tonight was. But you still got to tip your hat to Fairdale. They came in here in a hostile environment and played a heck of a game.
Yeah, I mean, you look, you think it's 8 or 9 seniors for this Grayson County team. I don't know if any of them are playing college football, or have interest in it. I know at least 3 of them are joining the Marines.
Yep. And that's something to be proud of.
Yes,
for it
absolutely. You heard me talk about it with Coach Jones in our pregame talk. Is tomorrow's Veterans Day, and that's why I felt like I had to ask him. And I know those are the things that mean a lot more to him. Mm-hmm. Is he said he can't wait until they come back from leave. They come talk to the team about their experiences, and he says one of his favorite things is always when they come back and they say, man, basic was easy because I went through your training camps and so on. He says that's always what makes him smile the most. But I think this team, I think the best part about this group of seniors, and Kaylor, you know them a lot better than I do, but I've gotten to know a couple of them just through basic conversations, is the thing is all of them had an impact really on the field. But the best part about them is they're all good people.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I played on the team with all those seniors for 2 years. So, I mean, there's not one of those seniors that I wouldn't want to invite to my wedding or something like that. So, I mean, and all of them on the field, I think I can name 2 right off my head that started while I was still here as sophomores. So I know Jaron did. Sawyer. I'm not sure. I know Matthew played a little bit. I don't think he started. I think Weston was the same way. But they are extremely talented and gifted athletes.
I think you look at some of these other guys, one of the guys that stood out to me maybe the most out of anybody was, like Kenton Cornwell.
Mm-hmm.
He came to Coach Jones and said, what do I need to do?
Yeah.
I want to play more. What do I need to do? And as a coach, I'm sure Coach Jones, that was absolutely music to his ears.
Yes, it is. And, I mean, being in a position where I do help Colby a little, I'm not an official coach, but I help Colby. It's a lot easier on you as a coach whenever you can have somebody come up to tell you and say, hey, this is what I'm struggling with. Can you help me with this, instead of you having to fix that problem yourself.
Yeah, I mean, this Grayson County team, I mean, you're looking at it. We talked about it. They have so much to be proud of. And, I mean, this year is, there's still stuff coming back.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Caden coming back. Your district player of the year is returning.
You got your quarterback.
You've got your quarterback back.
You have do have one starting, actually 2 starting offensive linemen. They both kind of interchanged. You have one of your best receivers coming back. And this is a skill position group that you have a lot of talent coming back, and that's one of the hardest positions to refill.
Yeah, and I mean, you look, and you mentioned, I think it was off air, that this district's going to get a lot better, too.
Oh, yeah.
Because you look at Bullitt Central, young freshman quarterback. Moore, young freshman quarterback. North Bullitt had some young guys out there as well. Seneca had some young, talented guys in that really as well, too. This team has a whole heck of a lot to be proud of, and a lot to move on. Again, your final score here in this game is Fairdale defeating Grayson County by the final score of 41-22. I'll look down and see if we can't find a quick score update or two from around the region of some of those, and see if we can't tell you, too, if you're a Fairdale fan watching, where your team will be going. Here's a final score. Hart County defeats Glasgow 28-21 as a final score. So Hart County advances to the next round of the playoffs. Tillman over Warren East 56-7. Mayfield is up on Murray in the fourth quarter. Owensboro leads South Warren 46-22 with about 2 minutes left in that game. So that result will probably hold. Union County defeats Franklin Simpson tonight 23-22. What a brutal way to end your season. That game was happening in Union County tonight. McCracken over Henderson in the fourth quarter, 38-15. As we're trying to see what else we can't find here as we do the good old scroll through. Kentucky Country Day defeats Bethlehem, 42-20. And
it looks like the Franklin Simpson Law is trying to go for 2.
Is that really it? As I was scrolling through, you must have seen something with that. But yep, I see it right there. Wow. With 1:31 left, they score. They go for 2
and you said
on the road.
They were on the road?
Yep. I like the call.
I like that.
You're
on the road. You have to go for the win.
And another score from 5A. Cooper defeats Scott County 49-21. So with those results, I've not seen a final score from the Atherton game. Bowling Green did defeat Graves County as well by a final score of the final score of their game was, I think, 51-3 or something was the final. So if those results hold, you'd have Owensboro, Bowling Green. If Atherton does win, Fairdale, you're headed to Bowling Green. And if Butler wins, then Fairdale, you are headed to Owensboro, which is probably the last place they want to go, considering that's where their season's ended 3 of the last 4 years.
Yeah, Owensboro seems to be hot right now.
Yes, they're playing extremely good football. We'll take a break. Or did you have...
Yeah, if you can get hot going into the postseason, teams, you become dangerous. And, I mean, you'll see that in the NFL and college too. You have teams that get hot at the right time, and that's typically the teams that win it.
Grayson County falls tonight by a final score of 41-22. We'll come back and have more on the fifth quarter show after this. This is Cougar Football on K105.
Look around your home, and there's probably something that was made right here in Leitchfield. Leggett & Platt is a worldwide corporation making a wide range of products, including sofa sleeper and reclining hardware assemblies here at home. A portion of your Ashley, Lazy Boy, or England furniture might have been made by one of your neighbors. Join the Leggett & Platt team today. We're a one-shift operation with competitive wages. Our motto is, we work hard so you can rest easy. Leggett & Platt is an equal opportunity, affirmative action, veteran and disability employer.
We had an MRI, and then all of a sudden this doctor comes in and he says to us, we have the potential here for a catastrophic event.
And he looked scared.
He looked terrified. And he's like, we got to operate now. It just all changed. Life changed.
Bryce is one of the 47 children per day who are diagnosed with cancer. Today's treatments aren't enough. To watch the rest of Bryce's story, visit childrenscancer.org/story.
Are you ready to help your family get prepared for the unexpected? Here we go! Ladybug and Cat Noir know how important it is to be ready, because you never know when Hawkmoth is going to strike or a disaster will hit. And you don't need miraculous powers. Just put those planning skills you already have to good use. Make a plan that will help you and your family be ready when emergencies happen. Ready Kids can help. Get started at ready.gov/kids.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ashley Gabbard, internal medicine physician with Owensboro Health. I'd like to talk with women 40 and over about having annual mammograms, even if there is no history of breast cancer in your family. Early detection provides women a strong advantage in fighting breast cancer. Ask your primary care provider for a referral and schedule your screening online at owensborohealth.org/mammogram.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Grayson County Cougars fall tonight to Fairdale by a final score of 41-22. They close their season with a 10-2 record. Sam and Kayla are now joined by the head coach of the Grayson County Cougars, head coach Brian Jones. And Coach, Kayla and I were saying that this game had just about everything that could have possibly gone wrong for you went wrong tonight. I mean, Fairdale recovers the opening kickoff on an onside kick. You lose your starting quarterback in about as bad of a way as possible. And then at one point you lost your backup quarterback who went down for a play. But your kids kept fighting. And I think that for you as a coach has got to make you so proud.
Yeah. Absolutely. And that's what I told them there at the end is, we didn't quit, we didn't give up. And, in the game of life, not everything's going to go right. And, it'll carry them a long way. That mentality that they've had and all season long of battling and handling adversity and it's kind of been our season this year is to have the ups and downs and trying to overcome things and tonight I felt like they scratched and clawed and battled the whole way through.
Colby, goes down with that injury, and I know we brought the update a few minutes ago as well that he has all the feeling extremities. His tests were as positive as one could expect, but for him, that play happens with him making a play.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what can you tell your team when that happens?
Well, I told him that what I knew at the time was, that he was able to move his extremities. He had feeling everywhere, and basically they were some precautions because of some of his symptoms of some neck pain and head pain, and he described some tingling feelings, and also he was kind of having trouble keeping his eyes open, almost like he was sleepy, and so they were sending him I think for the most part of precaution because of some of the effects he was exhibiting, and so that's what I told him. And I also told him, Colby would want us to fight. And, I was, really happy with how we played after that had happened. A lot of times something like that happens and kids have, a hard time getting that off their mind and playing. And I felt like though we didn't, score on that drive, we come back and we score, and it's 13-8 late in the half, and 4th and 5, they got us on a play action pass. I think we go in 13-8. You got to look at that and really kind of with some amazement that, we were playing right with them. And after that injury, we won the second quarter 8-7. And, after that kind of deal with him going down and the ambulance coming out and all, seeing all that, the ability for them to battle right there was pretty impressive. We didn't come out of halftime real good, and they got a couple scores on us and, fumble on a short field and some things like that. But, we kept battling. Ethan Mudd got in there and ran the ball extremely hard and able to come back and get 2 scores for us. And so, the effort has never been an issue, I don't feel like, with our guys. And, just another example of them being champions.
Are there words to even describe how proud you are of this group as a season?
No. Probably not without getting choked up. And it was hard for me to talk to them down there, to be honest. It's, they achieved a lot of the things that I thought they were capable of achieving. I didn't think that we would have all the things that we had to overcome to achieve them, which for me, being on the inside and being there and knowing, the injuries we've dealt with, the illnesses we've dealt with, and different things like that, I think in the overall thing makes it more impressive to me. And I don't think the common person that shows up on Friday night knows all that, all the way back to Edmonson County, our arguably our best player, Jaron, goes out in the first quarter, and Ethan Mudd, his backup, goes out in the next quarter, and to losing Colby tonight. I mean, it's just it seems like every week we've kind of had something that these kids have had to overcome, and again, I've said it probably a half a dozen times this year. Champions overcome adversity, and I feel like our kids have done that all season.
Kaylor, you got a question?
How does it make you feel that once Colby got injured, I've been at practice the last probably the whole season on Wednesdays when I can be there. Jake really doesn't get many reps with the first team, hardly ever, and he comes in second round of the playoffs against a really good team, and actually it, to me, exceeded the expectations of what I had coming in.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great athlete, number one. He's got an extremely strong arm. He's got a lot of tools going in his favor. And, we've kind of been on him off and on throughout the season about, you're one play away, you got to – but I will say, to his credit, all season long, when the first team was getting reps, he's standing right beside me, asking questions, watching the play, sometimes even going through the play on air by himself. I think really trying to be prepared for his moment. And, I thought he did absolutely amazing. I mean, right there before the half, we got a minute and a half, and, I mean, he throws a strike on, our little bunch double post play, and I was thoroughly impressed. I mean, he's got the capability to do those things. I can't say enough about his effort in this game, how he played, how he, marched us down for 3 touchdowns. All 3 touchdowns were with him at center, or under center. And, I thought he did a tremendous job. Very, very impressed with his poise. And, as a coach, you can look at some things, and at some point I'll talk to him about some things, taking the 17-yard sack, and things like that, just because I want him to be great. But what he did tonight, in the playoffs, At one point, I think when he threw that strike, Coach Decker on the headset goes, "Here comes Varsity Blues," the movie where the backup comes in and marches them down the field. And it really was kind of that Varsity Blues moment. And I really was starting to believe it had we got that stop there late in the first half. And if we go in 13-8, I'm thinking, we got a shot, and this guy's got a chance to lead us. And like I said, we come out of half a little flat, and they got a couple quick ones on us. But to lead the offense on 3 touchdown trips is pretty impressive for a guy that has had very, very little varsity experience.
Your seniors, what a great group of kids.
Yeah.
And you can't replace them.
No. No. I mean, you got 3 guys, already signed up to go into the Marines. You got 2 guys that if you lined them up and asked somebody that's unfamiliar with the program to pick out, the 2 guys leading us in tackles, Jaron Van Meter and Kenton Cornwell aren't going to be the guys they pick. They just a lot of heart, a lot of tenacity, a lot of physicality, just really, really good football players, a special group. These guys were freshmen when I got the job here, and so we've spent 4 years together, and with me being the head coach, and it's a different dynamic. I feel like sometimes as a head coach as opposed to an assistant, and some of these guys you get extremely close with, and they truly do become like your sons. You hurt when they hurt. You're excited when they're excited. When they win, you're on top of the world. We could spend a week talking about this group and what they have achieved, not only this year, but just getting to this point to put themselves in the position to achieve. And I told them it's bigger than us. I've seen more out of this community in the last month, in part to this group of young men. It's special, and one I'm proud to be a part of.
You've got, you lose a great group, but you got a nice core returning. Yeah. I mean, you were going to return your starting quarterback. You're going to return the district player of the year, running back. You've got one of your leading receivers in Grayson Chaffins. I could keep on naming names. Then you got some guys like you mentioned, Ethan Mudd, who will probably have a bigger role next year. Jake Bratcher and so on. I could keep on naming names with that. You've got to be really excited about the direction this program is heading.
Absolutely. The big question mark for next year is going to be up front. We lose 4 starters on the offensive line and 4 starters on the defensive line. There's going to be a big void. And for me, and philosophically, what I believe in, you've got to win in the trenches. And, there's some huge gaping holes to fill up front. And we've got some guys that got some size and things like that, but we're going to have an incredible offseason and get them where they need to be strength-wise, to battle in these 5A football games. And, that is what, in my opinion, has carried us so far this season is our line play on both sides of the ball. Because we had undersized linebackers all the way across the board, and they had to keep those guys clean in order to make plays. And we've got some work to do there to continue on this trajectory, but we're very capable of it, no doubt about it.
Coach, as always, I appreciate you taking the time for us after every single game, win or lose this season. I mean, Taylor and I were in the closing minutes. I mean, second most wins in program history in a season, longest win streak, most defense. One of the best defensive stretches in I mean, we could just keep on naming on how 2023 Grayson County is going to be listed in the in the history of Grayson County football. The 50th year is going to be one of the best. So I appreciate you always taking the time for us. We couldn't do it without you, and we really appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
And August, whatever it'll be here against Edmonson County, I'll be here before we know it.
Absolutely.
That's head coach Brian Jones. Cougars fall tonight. We'll come back and wrap it up for the season after this. This is Cougar Football on K105.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ashley Gabbard, internal medicine physician with Owensboro Health. I'd like to talk with women 40 and over about having annual mammograms, even if there is no history of breast cancer in your family. Early detection provides women a strong advantage in fighting breast cancer. Ask your primary care provider for a referral and schedule your screening online at owensborohealth.org/mammogram.
When I found out my son was addicted to opiates, I didn't know where to turn. Now I know there's help, and you can call, whether you're a family member, a sibling, or the person with the addiction. And the number is 1-833-8-KY-HELP. Call for the resources. They're going to help you with compassion and care and the knowledge of what's available to get you the help you need.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Leitchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim. Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Leitchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
Connection builds community. It grows the minds of future citizens and leaders. Connection teaches. It encourages. It builds confidence through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connection says together, we can.
The one thing I know about Grayson County Schools, when you get the right people going in the right direction, anything's possible.
We are GC Connected.
Welcome back here to Cougar Stadium, where Grayson County season ends tonight by a final score of 41-22 against the Fairdale Bulldogs. Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker back here with you. Kaylor, we actually do have to, before I wrap up, I got to remember we got to give away our Grayson County Sheriff's Office Player of the Game. We did not talk about this at all. I know I have a name in my head.
I do too.
Let's just count to three and let's see if we can do it. Let's see if we got this. 1, 2, 3. Jake Bratcher. Look at that. So Jake Bratcher is our Grayson County Sheriff's Office Offensive Player of the Game. He will get himself a challenge coin. I mean, Jake did, you were a backup quarterback at one point.
Yeah.
You always want your number to be called, but you never want your number to be called.
Yeah, you want it until it does get called, and then you're like, I'm not ready for this.
Because if your number gets called, it means one of two things. Something bad has happened, or you're rolling.
Yeah.
Meaning that you're up by 50 and Colby's taking a quick shower and
getting ready
for the next
eat
week.
Dairy Queen after the game or something.
Exactly. So Jake absolutely deserves our Grayson County Sheriff's Office Player of the Game. The touchdowns for Grayson County tonight, a 3-yard touchdown run by Caden Hanshaw, who finishes his freshman season with 23 touchdowns. I saw somebody comment earlier, he's a freshman. I can't wait to see him as a senior.
Yeah.
He's just going to keep on getting better and better and better. And then a pair of touchdowns by another young player, Ethan Mudd, who's only a sophomore, right?
Yep.
So the future is really bright for this team. For Fairdale, if you're still watching, the lineup has been set for next week. Fairdale at Bowling Green, Owensboro at Atherton will be next week's games. So good luck to Fairdale. If you're watching, we appreciate you tuning in. Good luck. Hope you beat Bowling Green. There's nothing I'd enjoy more than seeing
I
the
like
Purples.
to see the playoffs shaking up a little bit.
Listen, shake up the world. So good luck to Fairdale next week. Hopefully you can pick up a huge win and shock the world. And, hey, you never know what could happen after that. That'll wrap up our coverage here for this season. I want to give a huge shout-out to our K105 Digital Productions crew for all of their hard work this year. Camera operators Abby Howlett and Eli Smith. And your director for 11 of the 12 games this season was Trey Cook. And the other one goes to Mr. Chase Blaine. We'll give him a shout-out here as well. Kaylor, as always, I appreciate you taking the time this season. I had fun. I hope you did.
I did.
This was
I was undefeated until tonight.
You were. Good old Roger Lush. Maybe he can't hold that over. We can't hold that over his head anymore. That I'm not sure we still can allow him back on here. He's 0-1.
Yeah, I mean that's you've never won a game.
Nope.
No, regardless of sample size, it doesn't matter.
Exactly. It's just like Jake. His first play, he was in there. He had a offside, so he was getting 5 yards without even snapping the ball. So it's you can't beat facts. But I do want to thank Roger too. He's sent us some stats throughout the years. He's one of our great fans as well, and also to you, the fan at home. Thank you for watching us all season long. Basketball season starts here really soon. A week from tonight will be Meet the Cougar Night. So we'll have that coverage for you on K105 Digital Productions. And then the start to the basketball season is November the 28th, whatever that Tuesday is. 28th.
I'm not a basketball guy.
28th. It'll be at home against Breckenridge County. So, I mean, if that tells you anything, it's a girl-boy doubleheader. We'll, of course, have the coverage for you on that one. I believe it'll be on the Moose, though, radio coverage-wise. So on a night where Grayson County falls in the in the season finale by a final score of 41-22, for Kaylor Decker, this is Sam Gormley saying, so long, everyone.